talking about. Let's go. Put it up, bitch. You know what you're starting on the fuck shit.
My favorite part.
On the contact room. Fine as an angel. Yeah, bitch. You get me started on the fuck shit. Fuck shit. Everybody turn to us. I'm in a mosh pit. In a mosh pit. I'm in a mosh pit. Everybody down to the chick.
Yard dog, got it out the mud. Slum dog died, I got scrapping in my blood. Never had shit, so there ain't shit that you can take from me. All these spoiled pussies need to stay their ass away
from me. Yeah, Zonka.
Boy who ain't never run a damn fade, wanna run his mouth. You ain't got shit but money when shit get nutty. Nobody finna hold you down. Me and my gang been bloody. These not your buddies, my dogs were a bun of that pound. Do it so when you hunting us down. Now we gon' bury you under the ground.
Yeah, yes. I'm in a mosh pit. I'm in a mosh pit. Everybody down into the pit. Nope, I'm using XPPen.
Wait, you don't even know the shit that I've been through. I know that my life never simple. I've been simple, the life be fair, and the God will defend you.
Everybody down to the
The light on my name threw me away, so you fish, then you getting shot up. Got aim with the action, no showing, back with the passion. So phony, stuck in this prison, they loving this living. The fuck with you niggas, hope hungry, so hopeless. And my life was condemned, fighting these sins that I never did. About to me in, I'm not to play with, I want to rage quit.
Eric Cav and Gachakuda. I'll pick engine for now. I don't think there's enough characters to say the pick. Because since the first season just came out. Why don't I just run my engine for right now?
I feel like we hit a wall and I still wanna love you, and that why you fucking piss me off. Pretty little lady with her fucking devil born, and when she turned her back, she made me wish that I was never born. Yeah, she just wanna be together more. Hell is all I'm feeling ever since we fucking fell apart. Yeah, any bitch all the same. When she call my phone, I wanna break. We ain't talking days. When she pack her bag and she caught a plane, she don't love herself. I'm the one that she wanna blame. Yeah.
Nope.
Looking all frozen. Yeah. Dang, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby heart looking all frozen. Yeah, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby heart looking all froze. Yeah. Dang, you the coldest. Big cash ass fat. Yeah, you the coldest. Yeah. You want me to mean the most? Tell me that you need me, like you scared to see a ghost. You act like only sex can keep us close. Hit my phone like please, please, but apparently you don't understand. I need space, so you do it each day. Tried to tell you please wait, I only care to be the goat. Why you trying to marry me, you hoe? Can you cook and clean, please? You do terribly at both. Wow. Damn, I'm the coldest. Bright lights, late nights, now I'm the closest. When I hit the stage, I always throw roses. When I hit cocaine, whole face goes frozen. Yeah, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby heart looking all frozen. Yeah, dang, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby heart looking all frozen. Yeah, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby heart looking all froze. Yeah, dang, you the coldest. Big cash ass fat. Yeah, you the coldest.
Okay, there we go.
Hold up. We ain't starting yet. 12-year-old Caitlin Thornley
Bro said trans art style. What the fuck is that?
been able to stop. Just listen to her.
I didn't know the trans can even have a art style. I think he's talking about Tumblr. I think that he's talking about that fucking horrible Tumblr art style.
Oh man, I think I'm really hungry.
Be this. Feel like a bitch. On me. Hello, what's going on? Nanya, what's going on?
It's hot. It's hot. Hey, yeah. Oh, good Lord, that's frightening. Trusting in my thunder, my lightning. Why is that so surprising? Got him upset like Buster Tyson. It's a big boy bag, better back up, but they not my hype, man. They can hit shots on you, 3 dots on you, like I'm not done typing. Send it. That's one way to get ended. Tryna go viral, hit you with a whole minute clip extended. Get trending. I don't like guns, but a couple of my
What's going on, Nanya? How's life going, huh? How's life?
How he the hero, he's so rude. I feel like a boss in a Legion of Doom when I'm out of Yamashiro, you need so soon. Mushroom tea, got my ego bruised. I can miss a free throw and my team gon' lose. But a label on the phone try to make a new deal like AOC with a CO2. Hey, stay out of politics. Yeah, or you gonna follow this shit, suck it and swallow this dick. Lord can shut up and dribble my balls, you bitch. You don't understand what the problem is. If you believe in the opposite, cool. You got the right to pop off in the comments. I got the right to not even acknowledge it. Ooh. Oh, good Lord, that's frightening. Trusting in my thunder, my lightning. Why is that so surprising? Got him upset.
What's going on? How's life going?
It's a big boy bag, better back up, but they not my hype, man. They can hit shots on you, 3 dots on you, like I'm not done typing. Send it. That's one way to get in. Tryna go viral, hit you with a whole minute clip extended. Get trending. I don't like guns, but a couple of my friends is big fans of the Second Amendment. Captain America, I'm back with a motherfucking vengeance. Read it and weep. Article 7 is freedom of speech. Talk on the internet, you wouldn't say it to me on the street. Not even being discreet, don't even try it, don't even tweet and delete. You should be quiet cause nobody buying that shit, but I keep a receipt. And you can't take that bag, that's the policy. No half-ass apologies, so don't lie to me. No more cap, just facts and honesty. Now, this economy, just a lot of these billionaires who think this monopoly. Picking pockets like it's a robbery, paying a politician to break democracy. Oh, good Lord, that's frightening. Trusting in my thunder, my lightning. Why is that so surprising? Got him upset like Buster Tyson. It's a big boy bag, better back up, but they not my hype, man. They can hit shots on you, 3 dots on you, like I'm not done typing. Send it. That's one way to get ended. Tryna go viral, hit you with a whole minute clip extended. Get trending. I don't like guns, but a couple of my friends is big fans of the Second Amendment. Captain America, I'm back with a motherfucking vengeance.
Are you guys silently watching me draw this? The fact that you guys are just sitting there watching me draw this. That shit crazy. I'll see that rolling lineup. Wait a minute. Hey, 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 hey.
Adaptation of a sex scale. Got the colors of the rainbows and I might go taste a little fucking nibble. I'ma bite that bitch like Mike and Holly Fiddle. I'ma give it a launch cause while she press up on my man's skirt, I never while she twerk got me high and on alert. I can't catch up in the dirt cause I got a nice shirt. I'll make her hurt, she wanna work, I'll hit the skirt just while you twerk. I'll make you hurt and baby girl you get to work. I wanna crisscross, double dutch, slim waist, bubble bite, she high, smoke a rhyme, pretty face and body fun. Baby bitch, scrape my knee, put a band-aid on my cut. I don't want one bitch, I want like you like Pharaoh or Peter. I'm like a crisscross, double dutch, slim waist, bubble bite, she high, smoke a rhyme, pretty face and body fun. Baby bitch, scrape my knee, put a band-aid on my cut. I don't want one bitch, I want like you like Pharaoh or Peter. Okay.
Okay, I'm done now.
This. Turn this like that.
So where's the bag?
Good afternoon.
Where's the money?
What's going on? How goes it?
Woke up ready to bounce, feeling like out of the netty right now. Like Brody, we out. My only goal is to Brady him out. Damn, and I'm just doing me. So what in the world is they stressing about? Like, yo, sorry, let's hit our bank and empty it out. Let's get to the bag, M's, cash, let's hit the bank. We stacking our money, sands, honeys, Benji Franks. Let's get to the
What's going on?
breach, we whipping our brain. Just call my accountant.
How goes it?
Told me that my checks never blank. So where's the brand? It's not there, I gotta go. If we ain't talking millions, then why is we talking at all? Huh? All this yipping and yapping, like bro just said that you broke. Cause when I'm in the city, just touchdown, that's 100 a show. Feel like Jason and Wayne when they play my streams, I don't have it on replay. If they hate, then fuck with them kids.
Animatic.
Plus ain't been a three-way. And we get to these plaques like Max. Every movie's a movie like we were.
It'll make sense in time.
I'm the talk of the town. What the? Where the hell did he sprout? Like, I've been playing the seeds. 2020, I've been walking them down. Like, I've been putting in work. You know the catalog been all around.
Okay.
I'm gonna show them my rules that they all again out.
Okay, now we got everything there.
Let's hit the bank. We stacking our money, sands, honeys, Benji Franks. Let's get to the bean.
You know what? I just thought of something funny. You know what? This is gonna make sense. I just thought of something really funny. This is gonna be funny when this happens.
Like bro just said that you broke. Cause when I'm in the city, just touchdown, that's 100 a show. So where's
Where's the other dude? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? You know what? We need to bring the banger. We need to bring the real banger, bruh. Wait, where's this one? Yeah, let's stay true. Big G's on the top of my jacket. Tough, we ain't that racket. Guys came ain't know how to stack it. Take it from, I'm doing my ass off. I got tigers on my chest like Kenzo. Bring game, ain't doing that benzo. Cows here, man, no stay 10 toes. Bitch, dog, me, no, I ain't worried. Bent up, so I'm talking with a slurry. Got a blast, bro, always in a hurry. Big trick, shit, party like Curry. Take a yerky, ain't no stay passed out. Ain't that like that, you passed out. I'll come bring how to bring they class out. Bring like next nigga, how you take the fast ride? 2018, it was me and Big Corey. Flown through the city, say the cool true story. Niggas raps, they be singing like Tory. They was real, but the niggas not for me. Wanna see me shine, try to steal my glory. Nigga, I'm crazy, it's hard to ignore me. Bitch bad, but she starting to bore me. Got 100 more, they waiting for me. I can down them with the barrier sweater. Off-white kicks out of match and I'm clever. Fuck a price, I get it, whatever. Say you had twins, niggas send whichever. Catch a vibe, I'm wavy as ever. Spend the bag, no saving my cheddar. Saucy nigga, Mr. X and Margiela. Give a fuck about a nigga I never had. Should I give a fuck about a nigga I never? Saucy nigga, Mr. X and Margiela. Spend the bag, no saving my cheddar. Big G's on my jacket. Work hard, I'm changing my bracket. Tough, we ain't racking. Guys came ain't know how to stack it. Take a from, I'm doing my ass off. I got tigers on my chest like Kenzo. Round cam, yeah, they pulled it. Cows here, man, no stay 10 toes. Anything, me, no, ain't worried. I'm talking with slurry. Got a blast, bro, always in a hurry. Big trick, shit, party like Curry. Take a yerky, ain't no stay pass out. Because they don't need pass out. Don't come through and put me in class out. They like, next nigga, how you take the fast ride? Summer's coming, no the black side. Give a fuck if it's dark or not. They shoot niggas on the parking spot. Stay pressing by it, we'll connect the dots to the breakdown. We'll talk the cops. Give a fuck about if he was wrong or not. These niggas fake, these niggas don't lie. So I gotta stay low, gotta get the guap. They pop shit, these niggas corny, they kettle. Break them down, no you know they settle. Family matters, baby, heavy like metal. All guys got my phone on pedal. Number 9 jeans, break those to the back lights. I don't crack through the front, see the back light. Might get a fix of the bitch, just act right. Big bro in the cut, sipping on act like. Hey, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Big jeans on my jacket. Work hard, I'm changing my bracket. Tough, we ain't like racket. Guys came ain't know how to stack it. Take a from, I'm doing my ass off. I got tigers on my chest like Kenzo. What's up, bro? What's going on? Tough, me, no ain't worried. Got class, but we in a hurry. Big trick, shit, party like Curry. Take a yerky, ain't always stay passed out. Catch me late night, you asked out. No pump, bring on the put me class out. They like, next nigga, how you take the fast ride? People are probably wondering, what the fuck are you drawing? They're like, what the fuck are you drawing, bro? It will make sense in time.
Hey, Ross.
Sauce it up. Hey Liz, what's going on? What brings you to the stream today? You're pretty good. What brings you to the stream today, Liz? How's life going?
Welcome back to CCB TV, where we love underground music. Joining us today is Game Boy Jones, here to explain himself after he got caught on video being the little spoon at his local AMC. Game Boy Jones, what do you have to say for yourself?
I need a big girl. Show me what you got.
Nice. What are you drawing? Hey, how's your day going, Liz? And what are you drawing?
And I got her when she spread on me and wobble it. I like the girlies that like girlies, but they up on it. I like it better when it's caramel or chocolate. I need that. Give me the ass, give me the pink flamingo. Give me the curvy cutie that be swerving all the gringos. Give me the girlie in the club doing Duolingo. She never skipped the class, but it's thick and it's
Stupid.
Tell me how you do this. I know you're not easy, but yeah, I call you the Fliz. Big bone, baby. She a fit hoe, baby. So I give her extra protein at the gym, whoa, baby. Hey, fuck it up, fucking it up for me. Double cup, bubble, but better.
You have no clue what you're drawing, but you're drawing it.
Don't talk a lot, cause it's big back, baby. Need some big back shots.
I need a big girl. Show me what you got to make them hips twirl.
I'll give you something simple. Draw a puppy. Or draw One Punch Man. Simple. Yeah, I'll give you more simple. Draw One Punch Man. One punch. Hopefully you're familiar with that.
Size 30 and up, nice curvy the butt. She can get them size super size, hurry it up. Thighs big as the bust, guys big as
What's
the
going
gut.
on?
But she let me slide, so I dive deep in the guts. Shawty said she want me, we ain't even off the
That's a music video.
Switching up positions, boogie boogie got the roof. Call me the conductor, how I got to the caboose. Shit, actually I got no type or a 10. Like I'm short, like I'm tall, skinny fit. They are fan, shitty, bitty, titty, committee, big butts to be clear. But I love the way that the big girl shake. And the big girl hugs that make me feel safe. Looking just like a dessert, I'ma eat that cake. The one that sit on my face, girl, like a bitch, oh wait. I need a big girl. Show me what you got to make them hip whirl. As the fact to be a shot, yeah, it's a big world. You got the friend to rock the block, touch the shot, when you drop, fuck a little, need a lot. Ladies, where they at, where they at, where they at? No, it's fat, no, it's fat.
Let's go.
Shake it fast, shake it fast, shake it fast. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Well, you heard it here first on CCB TV, where we love underground music. We shown up, love them big girls. Oh my.
Nice. Is it? I'm pretty sure it is. Big flex.
You stubborn guys better knock it off, pop it up, stop you look, 'cause there ain't no stopping us. Quiet with her, quiet with her, quiet with her. Everybody here fast as us. Won't die, ain't backing up. I don't care how many after us. Either way, new challenger, 'cause you not like us, you cow with us. Shawty ain't part of the party, 'cause you're that they wanderer. Go how I'm charging up. 44, your time is up. Too late. Got too stuck, goes granny.
Hey, Mikey.
Stamina. Heard him call out your name in the dark hole story. Put it on camera. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Guess
cat. Pink and green. Very specific, but like good. Better than nothing. I gave One Punch Man. I thought it'd be easier, but anyway, let's go with kitten. Your ear, off your chest melody, rhythmically.
Trying to make it to heaven, it costs a lot. Carry the crystal, I'm on the top. Look at me better, my demons, I'm cooking these heathens, they on the wall. I got the flow, you in my boat, I'm singing a sha la la.
I don't know who that is. All right, bro. Do your thing, Mikey. You can do it, bro. I believe in you, bud. You can do it, bro. 1, 2, 3. Actually, when I think of it now, that was a stupid idea. Actually, when I think of it now. It makes more sense if I put it like this. Inside your ears, off your chest melody, rhythmically. I gotcha. One of these days. Kitty. It's alright. You can always send the picture in the Discord that we have. Hello. What goes it? What brings you in? I'm Paula. I'm doing this. And this. And this. And this. Sorry, I do that only for my students. But you can definitely find a Discord for all to see. Link in bio. That's awesome. I think. That's awesome. Need your hello. Holy. Get that down. What's going on? Oh, damn. Yep. You know what my thing about? This is wonderful. Yep, alright, let's do your thing. What's up, Moon? What's going on, bud? What's up, Moon? What's going on? That's good. That's good. What's up? What's up, bro? How's life going? I am doing animatic. Trying to get it done as fast as possible. I only got 2 hours till 5 something, and then I have to go play game. Yep, 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 yep. So how's your day going? What's the big plan for today or tonight or whatever the time is for you? Crazy. Crazy. Let me see here. Where's the... Huh. What the fuck? What? Oh, there it is. I was like wondering what the hell. Okay. What's up, Daniel? What's going on, bro? What brings this stream and everyone else that's in here? Think of the follow. Yeah. Nice. All right, I think that I'll play one more song. One more song, and then I have to walk away before I get in trouble. Shit. That song. This one? I'll go with this one. Fuck it out. Hey Anna, what's going on? What's going on? How's life going? Hannah's that thing, that color thing, that Hindu. Is that a Hindu thing? Where you kind of draw on your hand or something? Is that like a practice or something? Okay. Why do you watch my streams anyway, Hannah? I'm just really curious to know. Ah, It was a good day. Is it just because of the music? Oh. Is it just because of the music? Is that it? Oh, 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 oh.
こちらに変なりたいわけじゃない。そんなかっこよくなってなれやしないぜ。だけど人間ってやつはさ完璧なことなどないからだから心がパンクするの時は共にバカになるから俺を呼べ You are
Alright, do your thing, hon. Thank you for coming in. My life, oh, always a priest day. Do that all. You are my life, so always a birthday. You are my life, so always a birthday. Come on, bring in the song. Let's go, we know, yeah. You are the Lord. Come on, bring in the song. Let's go, we know, yeah. Do that all. Come on. My life, so always a mistake. You are my life, so always a mistake. Mata. Hey, so. Hey, so. What's going on, bud? Yeah.
And trying to think warm thoughts, think of better days
okay.
ahead.
I gotcha.
How's it out where you are?
I gotcha, bud.
You know, you can dream of maybe going to Cancun or something, right? Oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't get... Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Hey, you know what? I've had my scraper all morning. Steve earlier in the show was talking about trying to make some money.
Okay.
It's difficult because
so
some
from
have
this
these new
video,
contraptions are like kind of blankets or whatever that you put on your windshield. That when
so apparently this is a video from Fox News, Fox 5 News from Washington D.C. and it says an adorable puppy crashes reporters' weather report live on TV.
you come out, all you gotta do is peel that away and everything's fine. You know, trying to get...
Bob?
Yeah.
$20 to do my car.
$20?
$20.
Oh.
Only if you work hard and get it done right.
John, I'm gonna do it. Remember John and Meredith? I was messing with his car. He's actually gonna pay me to... Ooh, that's not...
Some elbow grease.
I know, I need a little more elbow grease.
You gotta be careful
with John and earn that 20.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm gonna make some money here.
Bob, you gotta be
No,
careful
Fox
what you
5
ask
News,
for now.
not
It looks
the-
like you got in a little over your head with the ice on that car.
This is just
I
a
know,
news
I'm
report
gonna
about a
get all
puppy.
these tweets. Come to my house. I'm going right home after this, but at least I
I
got
think
a
a puppy's
20 in my
about to
pocket.
crash this.
Hey, want to show you? I mean, here's the deal. Oh, yes, Steve, were you gonna say something?
Well, I was going to say, you got the business model going. I think that Bob's ice scraping service is much better than, Bob and Ted's excellent adventure in Cancun. Leave that one alone.
Yeah, Bob and Ted. I'm not going with Ted. I'll go to Cancun, but not with that guy. No, hey, let's not go there. What are we doing? Anyway, hey, I do want to tell you that it's not so bad. We heard VDOT tell us this morning, once, it got brighter out, a little warmer out, and
Where's the puppy at? I don't want to hear all
streets
this.
like this will be easier to navigate, and it's not
Show
as
me the
icy
dog.
as it is slippery right now.
I can't hear for the
But
dog.
you got to be careful. We have, besides talking to John,
That's
who's
yapping.
been out walking his dogs, talking to other folks who have ventured out because they have to.
Puppy!
I hope they don't realize this dog just ran out here. Hey, come here. I don't see an owner.
Yeah,
Okay. Hi there. I'll keep an eye on her. Anyway, hello. Oh, what do you know? We don't want to forget the people we talked to earlier. I want to get to know this dog. Just I got a couple of businesses going.
If anybody
I'm gonna
knows
be
that
dog
dog, it's
sitting.
John. John's got to know every dog in the neighborhood.
Pupper stuff.
John lives over there. This dog came from over
What is
here.
happening?
Oh, well, I'm sure it lives in this house, but there are cars coming and going.
We have now expanded the
great day.
business to Bob's ice scraping and kennel service.
Life is good. I won't charge for this. This is a freebie.
Marissa, this is why you don't stay indoors on a winter day.
Oh my gosh, I
Careful.
love it so much.
You know,
I'm so sorry.
no, are you okay? Did she really just run out?
Yes, she just jumped through the gate.
She got through the gate. She wanted to see us. How are you doing, okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, be careful. It's very slippery. And what's this dog's name?
Pierogi.
Pierogi.
Oh, I love that name.
Life is good.
Oh my gosh.
Life is
I'm so
good.
excited.
Thank you so much. Be careful, okay? We're doing it all, people.
Oh, this is awesome. I
Our
can
pleasure.
hear our photographer Indira cracking up in the background. This
All right,
is
listen,
great.
She's giggling. She's having a fun time.
All right, Bob, your last
Making the
assignment.
best of it, right?
Your last assignment today is to get Meredith and Pierogi a play date.
Yes.
We'll make it happen. You know what? I said this earlier, I think. Meredith was a feral dog. John,
All right, I don't care. Lost all of interest. I don't give a fuck. I was here for the dog. All right. I ain't give a flying fuck about that after that. Once the dog was gone, I lost all interest. Okay, let's see here. What do we have to watch today? Not sure. What do people mocked for his mangled truck until one man stepped up to help? Don't care about that. Babies compete. Is that really a thing? What? Bro, is this real? Hold up.
改めてザック・バランスキー選手の試合前のコメントを聞いていただきます。
Maybe send me something.
皆さんこんにちは。今日は、バランスキー系にとって2つの大事な試合があります。まあ1つ目はね、皆さん知っての通りアルバルク東京対千葉ジェッツ第2戦熱い戦い。その中でね、ハーフタイムショーに行われるベイビーのハイハイレースに我が子が出ます。エイミちゃん頑張れ。初めての1万人の前での大きな試合。
Rods? Like women or something else?
ハーフタイムミーティングできたら僕は参加したくないんですけど、まあ、コーチはおそらく許してくれないだ。
Oh, it's a one-time thing. Okay, this is a one-time thing. This is a one-time. I thought this was a real thing. I was like, nah. Fuck it. And in the wild. I'm not really sure what you're referring to. There's a video. You can send it to me. Paint yourself off. The fuck is this? Bro, what is... Okay! Yeah, she was high as fuck for a demon. Not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna pretend. I think I'll probably I'll crack a demon if I could. Kids also. Where's Fern? Let's see. Hold on, I got. What do you have here? White woman with a house claims. Yeah, heavy magic. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, she eventually will.
ともうテストな。
I'm gonna teach her.
何を飲むかぜ。何やけ飲むかぜ。なんでもねえよ。
What is happening?
뭐 여기 있다가 안녕하세요 여러분들. 근데 내가 실수해가지고 이렇게 넘어오잖아. 그럼 이렇게
That's what I'm saying.
이렇게 금자가 너무 이렇게.
What the fuck? This is a few nightmares.
진짜 없네.
반인 반보도 할 수 있다니까. 여기 오면 딱 가운데 서가지고 반만 하는 거임. 그렇지 이렇게
맞는
맞춰서 그렇지.
야야 뒤로 와봐. 응? 뒤로 와봐. 내가 좀 수그릴게.
진짜 싫다.
지게네. 와 말도 안 된다.
어때? 개쩔지?
지금 이거는 안 되지.
아니 여기 넘어와서 해야 된다고요. 그니까.
이게 안 되는데 야. 씨야 존나
What
더럽노.
in God's name?
진짜 존나. 진짜. 개더럽노. 뭐하네. 이건 안 돼.
너무 천박해.
근데 저 사장님들 물 좀 주이소 물. 예. 저희 돼지라. 물 좀 주이소 물 좀. 예.
어떠세요? 저희 버튜버 장비 체험해 보니까.
아니 일단 앉아가 얘기해야겠네.
뒤에 의자 있으면 의자 켜주세요.
금자야.
응.
니는 가면.
The physics.
니는 맨날 이렇게.
The physics.
아니라고 몇 번을 말하냐고.
아니 그게 아니라 오물이라고 임마.
I don't know what's happening.
뭐하냐? 너무 쪽벌이다 이거. 아니 이거 왜? 버텨보라고.
아니 지금 몰입하시라고요.
그렇게.
네.
불 아픈데.
지금 뭐 아프다고요?
아니 근데 니는 맨날 이렇게 입고 방송을 하는 거야?
아니라고 저는
I have no idea. I have no idea. If you would ask me what's going on, I don't know. Oh my god. I'm not even sure what the fuck was all that about. It was just random. That was so random. I don't know what the fuck to make that out of. Okay. Are there any videos from Maury? Let's see, got any videos? Oh shit! What the fuck? Oh no, not okay, not that. J-Station is back?
So guys, this is funny. Apparently, J-Station, yeah, good old J-Station is back on YouTube under the name The Scariest. I don't know, somebody just messaged me about this. A viewer said, hi, Maury, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but apparently J-Station is back on YouTube under the name The Scariest.
What's
and
up,
I
bro?
just checked it out, yeah. Seems like our boy, J-Station, is back online under a new channel. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is him for sure, but it definitely does look like J-Station. And Buddy is saying, yo, we got the J-Station back. That is funny as shit. Apparently, you know, last I recall, I made a video back about years ago. He got banned because he literally destroyed his entire career because he wanted to fake, I think, the death of his girlfriend. And everybody found out about that.
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
He got banned for doing some dumb shit.
I remember that.
Let's show you his recent one. Here's a video where he announces his
Oh god, young Charlie. Oh, holy fuck.
girlfriend's death.
That's how old this is.
Guys. I never wanted to make a video like this, ever.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we used to watch content. Well, I never did, but people used to watch content like this back in the day. Obvious fake crying, huffing and puffing. Buddy has crocodile tears, obviously. With the title of the video, My Girlfriend Alexa Died. ... Rest in paradise. I mean, good lord.
Yeah, I think
reminds
this scared the shit out of her parents. Cause they didn't get word of this, and he made a video on it. That shit was wild.
me of the time Neon faked his death.
Like, come on, yo, bro, Neon, you so like you weird for deleting these videos.
He did it. Wait, you did it.
Like, look at this shit. Neon is dying. Neon's final words. He's gone with his little brother here. Rest in peace. And this He came back with "I'm alive" 1 month later. Bro, this man was
I'm
farming
alive
the
1
fuck out
month
of views,
later.
bro. And now he's one of the biggest streamers in the world. That's crazy how that works. So,
Wow.
I mean, after he got exposed, right, for faking his girlfriend's death, she's still alive, Alexia.
Oh, you gotta metaphorically like sell your soul at that point, so.
I think he just ended up either getting banned and then his channel restored. I'm not sure what happened to his views after that fact because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you get banned and unbanned, your channel pretty much takes a hit to the algorithm and you just don't get the amount of views you used to get, and you're pretty much like shadow banned adjacent. But as you can see here, his original channel, I'm J Station, had like over 5 million subscribers, right? And then this channel that I see here, I think his second channel has like 500,000, 600,000. So his original channel never got back up, bro. And that was like, he lost millions, bro. Losing that channel, losing a channel like that big at that time on YouTube, you're losing millions, man. But here's what he had to say with this announcement coming back to YouTube.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jason Etier, but you might know me as I'm J Station. I had a YouTube channel with over 6 million subscribers. I was doing videos like calling haunted numbers at 3 a.m., playing Ouija boards and getting possessed by evil spirits. I even brought back to life my friend's dog.
He's gonna give him treats, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it out. We're gonna see if he's gonna come. Baxter!
Yo, not gonna lie, I remember these videos and reacting to them, and these were the goofiest videos I ever saw in my life. And mind you, the main audience of these channels were little ass kids, so of course they probably believed in all this nonsense, but it was just hilarious. Yo, I swear to God, J Station, Rice Gum, Jake Paul, and all these other characters during like the 2018 to 2020 arc, it was just an endless goldmine of content to really make fun of.
Baxter, come here, boy. Don't bite me again.
Yeah, don't bite me.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, a ghost dog. Woo, so real. No editing whatsoever, bro. I mean, to be honest, for a video back in 2020, this type of editing isn't bad, you know? Ghost dog comes out of nowhere, but I'm pretty sure they just masked the dog, you know, and probably put it like a green screened or fabric on top of the dog's fur coat or whatever, you know. But yeah, here's what this guy has to say though about the girl of which he made the video about faking her death, and I guess getting banned for anything Alexia she goes by the name of now on YouTube. Apparently she became bigger than him.
And they're allowed on YouTube. And there's a lot of drama with celebrities who've done serious things and they're allowed on YouTube. And I have proven myself innocent of the charges against me, the accusations against me, and we've moved on. And a good way you can tell that I'm being honest with you is the fact that after this controversy, me and my ex-girlfriend got back.
So for clarification here, he's talking about, I suppose, the controversy after he, you know, faked his girlfriend's death for views, and briefly they broke up, but then they got back together and they were cool, and they created a side channel called the Dream Team, and they were monetized, and it was all good and dandy, and she had no ill will toward him, but I guess he was still banned on YouTube, and the allegations of him being an abuser were highly exaggerative. Correct me if I'm wrong. People still ran with the belief that, and mind you, it's bad that he faked his girlfriend's death for views, and I'm pretty sure she probably co-signed that, I think. But on top of that, there were allegations that he was, I suppose, being like physically abusive toward her, and he's saying that those are simply not true, and people are still running with that to this day.
Got back together again and made videos together publicly on YouTube for a long time, for probably about 6 months on a different channel. And this channel was getting monetized by YouTube. It was good. You guys can clearly see that she is not feeling like I'm a threat to her. She is not scared to me. I've never hit her. Like, this was a miscommunication when she spoke to the police. Because in anything to do with girlfriend, boyfriend, it's not the partner who is laying the charges. It's the government, the police that are charging it. It's not up to my ex-girlfriend. She said something that made the police think, oh, we will lay a charge on that. But it was a miscommunication, guys.
You know, that's actually unfortunate, and this is not the first time something like this happened to not only a creator, but just regular people in everyday life. Like, the police will literally exaggerate claims made by someone in a relationship arguing with their partner. Emotions are high, people are crying, things are exaggerated. But the thing is, though, anything...
When did we all just came to the solace that we were all going to just save the word partner? When did that start happening? I noticed people started saying that like 2 or 3 years ago, but when did we all just start agreeing to saying the word partner? Because that was a very rare thing.
You tell the police, they will take your word for it. Of course, depending on the state that you're...
They'll say boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, or some shit.
jurisdiction and
or spouse. I think recently people just started to say the word partner. When has that started to happen? When did we all agree to saying that?
sometimes they will take it upon themselves to file charges themselves, even if you don't want to file charges yourself. And I suppose he got mixed up in that. I'm not sure where J Station resides. Maybe Canada. I believe Canada. And yeah, they're notoriously known for doing things like that. So if all the things he's saying is true, then damn, that's messed up.
And the proof is she made videos with me after. Why would she do that? If I'm assaulting her with weapons, that's crazy. She's not gonna be with me after that. Now she's a big YouTuber. Guys, I tried to help her. I showed her. Before she met me, she wanted nothing to do with YouTube. I showed her how to do it, thumbnails. I helped her get where she is. She deserves all the credit on her own, what she's accomplished. But what I'm saying is I helped her and
He's basically, because he can't speak, he ignited the fire. He showed her the way. He gave her the bag, bruh. He gave her the sauce. And although I guess they may not be together anymore, pretty sure they're still cordial. They're probably still, good friends. And yeah, here we have people in the comment section. Omar Gosh TV, I know this guy. Says, glad you're back, bro. You are a pioneer and love your energy. Another person said, we got Pat and J Station back on YouTube before GTA 6. That is crazy, actually. Someone else said 2015 to 2019 was prime YouTuber, and I swear to God, that's facts, bro. Diss track era, commentary reaction era, Fortnite came out, PewDiePie was still uploading every day, Vanoss Gaming was still a thing, Jake Paul, Rice Scum, commentary gaming videos were still peak. I mean, good God. Oh, and by the way, demonetization wasn't a thing, although it's better now. Like, demonetization, you could pretty much have said anything back then, bro, and get away with it. Literally, bro, I used to show, like... the wildest shit on my channel, bro. Like actual, the most ghetto shit ever, bro. For my OGs out there, you know exactly the content I used to upload, bro. It was actually, sometimes I went too far, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, and Leafy is here, was on the platform. I mean, good God, guys, it was a wild time. Anyways, J Station, welcome back.
It was a wild time.
Hopefully this time around you don't get banned and, you stay out of controversy, So, shout out to you.
Cool. All right, cool. What is God Eater? No, that was early. No, it was mid 2010s. I think it was more like mid 20. Was it 20 late? Like mid to late, yeah. Or so. Hold on. You said you sent me something. Oh my God, this is some insane people here, yo. Yeah, I think a lot of people trying to sell me something. Damn. I don't like that. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, okay. Go to Instagram. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. People have a problem with this. People have a problem with this. How strange. Fantastic. Well, it is what it is, though, I guess. Okay. Changed.
Frieden Season 2. Character visuals just got released and it seems like there were some minor changes to designs. Now if that almost gave you a heart attack, no need to be worried. Anime is still in the hands of Madhouse, which is a studio responsible for anime such as Death Note, One Punch Man Season 1, Parasite, Monster, and many more. That said, Reiko Nagasawa, who was a character designer in charge of Season 1, is not involved in Frieren second season. Instead, her role will be filled with 3 designers, all of whom previously worked on Season 1, and one of them is even Akiko Takase, who was in charge of character design for Violet Evergarden. So with that in mind, let's take take a look at those minor changes. At first glance, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference, but upon a closer look, you can notice that outlines are less harsh in Season 2 version. There's also more detail in her hair and outfit in Season 2 design. However, as stated by user Silent Swift, her boots did look better in the first season. 3 then Season 2 character visuals just got released, and it seems like there were some minor changes to designs. Now, if that almost gave you a heart attack, no need to be worried. Anime is still in the hands of Madhouse, which is a studio responsible for anime such as Death Note, One Punch Man Season 1, Parasite, Monster, and many more. That said, Reiko Nagasawa, who was a character designer in charge of Season 1, is not involved in Freer in second season. Instead, her role will be filled with 3 designers, all of whom previously worked on Season 1, and one of them is even Akiko Takase, who was in charge of character design for Violet Evergarden. So with that in mind, let's take a look at those minor changes. At first glance, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference, but upon a closer look, you can notice that outlines are less harsh in Season 2 version. There's also more detail in her hair and outfit in Season 2 design. However, as stated by user Silent Swift, her boots did look better in the first season. 3 then Season 2 character...
Okay. I forgot I kept on looping, my bad.
Our
Okay, what is this? Okay, what? Brody's full documentary is 10 minutes ago.
planet is home to truly spectacular animals, but none are quite as unique as the brood. Broods thrive in a variety of environments, and the brood species is as diverse as its habitats. Join us as we discover the wonderful world of broods.
Why is there a D?
The three-toed brood, the most common of all broods. All broods share 3 characteristics: a protruding bill from its head, large reflective eyes, and the ability to communicate using a variety of calls. At times, these broods will congregate into small groups known as fraternities.
So you know what's the craziest thing about animals in general? I'm not even talking about this. They'll just do some shit and be like looking around and don't think nothing's wrong.
With dominance established, the alpha brood seeks out their next destination. Although profound at adaptation,
it just throws you so
intelligence is not their strongest attribute.
Sky bro.
Navigating uncharted land is tiring work. The three-toed brood stops to get a drink from the river. Little does he know, he is in the territory of a freshwater brood.
Freshwater.
Defeated in verbal discourse, the three-toed brood returns to its fraternity.
Oh, that type of bro. I'm talking about fraternity type bros, okay.
For
Not
now,
a bro,
the
a
coast is
fraternity
clear. Freshwater broods live and feed from the river. Each day they must consume their own body weight in water. Another brood offers guidance from the shore. Another day on the river. The forest. The canopy of green is home to the cunning woodland brood. He is in search search of the perfect tree. But this is no territorial matter. The tree will serve as a dinner table. At long last, he has found the perfect tree. What happens next can only be described as extraordinary. He vigorously grinds his hindquarters into the bark.
What the fuck?
This process activates posterior glands, leaving a tasty residue for another creature. The feeble caterpillar.
What the fuck?
Though small, they provide an excellent source of protein. Another brood is ready for his meal.
Hey, Mox, what's going on?
This table is already taken.
No, I didn't
He will
expect
just
that
have
either.
to find another tree. Some broods live a nomadic life, a solitary life.
Hey, sad boy, what's
The
going on, bro?
aggressive no-toed brood. This brood feeds on a steady diet of aggression.
I'm not sure.
This brood considers everything a potential threat.
I think that's what we call feminist.
He is always in search of his next target.
Yeah, sorority feminist, I think that's what that is.
One would be advised to steer clear of the no-toed brood. We now visit
Most likely,
the
a
office
female bro
of the
will
broods.
be a female bro will most likely be a sorority feminist. 9 times out of 10, and who lacks emotional control and accountability.
Species. They are notorious for creating
But they're highly
barriers
intelligent, but they can't control those two things that actually erodes everything else.
and boundaries from natural elements. The two-toed brood. A territorial master.
That means boy.
Sticks and leaves simply won't do. The two-toed brood prefers a good, solid rock.
Yo, I'm telling you, making a nature documentary with real animals must be a pain in the fucking ass. Those are sidekicks. Aqua lad.
In an incredible display of grace and strength, he begins to build.
Yep. Homie variant. Homie variant. A homie variant, that's crazy.
This just might be the perfect perimeter. But he has attracted the attention of a no-toed brood.
So are they supposed to be representation of frogs? Or monkeys? I can't tell. Oh, many times.
Mutual respect. Also known as the Brood Code.
It kind of reminds me of those rain frogs.
We are still discovering new species of broods.
I forgot which frog
So
is
where
it.
do they come from?
I forgot which frog is it. I don't know if it's the rain frog or a different type of frog, but those frogs, there's a certain type of frog that is such a dumbass, it's not even funny.
These two broods have entered the breeding grounds in hopes of finding a mate.
Their own species.
A female.
Oh shit. I find it funny. I genuinely find it funny that whenever dudes are doing these type of videos, especially when it involves a female, they always have a dude dressed like a female because they know they can't get any real female to do it because they'll actually expose them. Like, it's kind of funny. These videos get millions of views. These type of videos will get millions of views. And women will like it too. But they'll never say it was true. They'll never say it's a lie. They just kind of go with it. That's just crazy.
The answer is reproduction.
Is that bro, is that a True. You're right, true, I get it. That's what I get. Is that an Ace Ventura Pet Detective Nature Calls reference? I think so. The shaking of the leaves.
After a short embrace, a nest is built. Small eggs lie within. In just a mere 30 days, these small embryos, contained in a durable red membrane, will become the next generation.
Holy shit.
Of broods.
Wait, is this music from Disney? Yo, I was so under the impression that was from Disney. Oh my god, it sounded like a Disney movie. Yeah, they did. Peak, bro. Peak. Okay. That was the video. Thank you for that. Holy shit, that's crazy. Bro. I think I can do 2 more videos and then we have to stop because we gotta go play game. There's more. Let's see. Letters passed. Jancy can't afford to move out, and it's not our fault. Yeah, I got you. see here. I would, but we need to bring more people into the thing. YouTube's been telling me that it's dropping. Let's see here, because people are going to get confused. See here, another year goes by. Wait, what is this?
Gachi Akata's dub is perfect because it ignores the original. It went viral several times for its use of English slang, but the real reason it's so popular is because the actors all adapted the characters. So instead of feeling like a boring script reading, the English dub feels like a genuine translation of the original story. But that creates a surprisingly confusing question. Is it better to accurately translate anime or to change them? That's why in this video, I'm gonna discuss the popularity of Gachi Akata's dub.
You can technically have both. You can translate them perfectly, but they need to embrace the people who are doing English wise have to embrace the role itself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, goes well. That's a bit different. That went off the rails, That said, fuck it, hold my beer.
Talk about the difference between
That's
copying
literally
and
the definition
adapting,
of that.
and explain why good dubs need to make stuff up. And the best place to start is by talking about the many lines from this guy.
Yo, Rudo. You got some pretty good game for a worn out, foul mouth, butthurt, ratchety short stack sphere, right?
This is Jabber, specifically the English dub Jabber. This is one of the first times Gachi Akata's dub went viral, mainly because of all the jabs he makes at Rudo, but also because those jabs just aren't in the manga. In the anime and manga, Jabber just makes a simple comment, but in the dub, Jabber's voice actor decided to ad-lib those insults. Which brings us to our first big question. Why do so many people like this version of Jabber when he's not true to the source material? Well, that's just it. This idea of true to the source material is already a flawed premise because it assumes the source material is absolutely perfect. In fact, even ignoring the dub, the Japanese sub and the manga both fail to fully express the personality of this character. And I know that second part sounds suspect considering it's the manga, but that's because the original Japanese doesn't really capture one important part of Jabber's character, and that's the fact that he's black. Even before the anime got announced, fans were pretty sure that Jabber was supposed to be a light-skinned character. This only continued as we saw more of him in the anime, and then when we hear the way he talks and the way he uses slang, it becomes pretty clear that Jabber is a black character. And it's not like this is an accident. Series creator Kei Urena deliberately places black characters into her story. When there was a recent controversy over the use of blackface in the stage play, it was made clear that Urena told the producers not to use blackface, which they ignored, and even requested that they hire black actors, which they ignored. It's also important to know that Jabber's voice actor met Urena and asked her how he should approach the character, and Urena's words were basically, have fun. Translation, she gave him free rein to portray the character how he sees fit. So it's no accident that Jabber sounds like this in the English dub, but it's not like his voice actor naturally talks like this. Zeno Robinson, a name you should recognize from Hunter in the Owl House, has been in the business for years and has an impressive range when it comes to his characters. In fact, Hunter and Jabber couldn't be more different, but everyone agrees that Zeno's portrayal of the character makes perfect sense, and the way Robinson portrays Jabber is perfectly in character. The best example of this is when Jabber beats Zonka and he starts rapping and dancing.
Mix it with a bit of the hallucinogen.
Yeah, so you could argue that Robinson and the dub team are straying too far from the source material. But this is why this idea of sticking to the source material isn't perfect. Because in this case, the Japanese anime would never be able to portray this part of the character as
I swear to God, I can see these characters being in Fortnite for the fuck of it. Just for that dance alone. I can see people doing that dance fucking with you. The trolling will be insane.
genuinely as the dub. Even ignoring that the Japanese actor, who weirdly enough also voices Takamichi, is from Japan and not America, this particular use of slang and rap naturally sounds less authentic in
they
Japanese
tend to make
when
them all the
compared
same
to
height
English.
somehow.
And it's not even...
They did that with, what do you call it, Avatar. I think majority of most of the characters in Avatar is all the same height in Fortnite for some odd reason. I don't think they're all drastically different in height.
About the slang or the rap. It's about having the right portrayal for the right audience.
Hey,
because
bro.
if we
Come on,
apply
bud.
this conversation to the other characters, I was actually surprised when I heard the Japanese voice for Corvus. Truthfully, I think he sounds fine, and I think that particular portrayal works better for a Japanese-speaking audience. But a better example is Semiyu. Now, in the original Japanese, I like Semiyu's voice, but then I heard her in the dub, and I was like, okay, now that's what I was looking for. Granted, she does sneak in some slang here and there, but when it comes to Semiyu, it really just comes down to her tone and the way she just naturally talks in character.
Engine got me up to speed on everything. So I know all about you. Where you're from, your potential, all of it. But I still need to see it for myself.
There's just certain subtleties to this portrayal of Semiyu that feel more true to the character. But
I have
that's
a feeling she was going to play the rogue music for some reason for this section.
the thing. I'm saying that as an English...
I find it funny he was playing the Halloween song from Sonic Adventure 2 that everyone knows while talking about Jabber, and then we switch right to her and they start playing the Rouge music. Yeah, I saw that. I saw what you did there, motherfucker. Simi has white hair, and she wears black. Rogue has white fur. Rouge has white fur, and she wears black. Fucking Jabber has dreads, and I guess you could say that Knuckles has dreads too. I guess he's quote-unquote black-clothing. I never really felt he was, per se, but then again, it is what it is.
Speaker that notices these subtleties. While a Japanese speaker might appreciate the English dub, those subtleties could easily fly over their head, which is why the idea that sub is always better than dub is kinda stupid, because sub is naturally going to be better for Japanese speakers, and when done properly, the English dub is going to highlight parts of the characters that English speakers will appreciate but Japanese speakers might not understand. Now, don't get me wrong, there isn't some equation where giving a character rap lyrics or adding slang magically makes them better. Not unless you're Zura, that is. Actually, this is another reason why copying the source material to the T isn't always a good...
Okay, can we come to a conclusion? We need to stop bringing the fucking boombox in virtually every little thing when it comes to, like, cartoons and anime. Can we drop that, please? That shit is fucking... That's dead now. That's ultimately dead. That kind of worked in the 80s, probably 90s. Maybe in the early 2000s. That shit needs to go. That shit is fucking annoying. Like, everyone brings out the boombox and put on their shoulder and shit. Like, I get it, but, like, that shit died a long time ago. I noticed every cartoon and anime does this. Bull shizzle, cuh.
Idea. Because one character that has a noticeable lack of slang is Zonka, a character who in the Japanese anime and manga has a very clear accent.
Shit is
But in this
irritating.
case, he uses an Osaka accent, or what you might refer to as a Chugoku dialect. Basically, he talks the way people from the south of Japan talk, as opposed to everyone in Tokyo in the north of Japan. Now, obviously, this is very specific to the regions of Japan, and doesn't really translate to any English-speaking culture. The manga
The
at
blue
least
box gotta go. That shit's fucking... That's old as fuck. That has to go. I've seen that in nearly every cartoon, fucking... Some movies, and then, like, fucking anime be doing that too much.
Recognizes this by giving Zonka a southern accent, but in the English dub, they do away with it entirely. And it works, because the whole Kansai thing doesn't really translate to English because it has no relevance. So if it's not relevant, then it doesn't make sense to use it. The difference between this and the stuff with Jabber is that in Jabber's case, they're using slang that makes sense in English, not in Japanese. But in Zonka's case, we're cutting out slang, or at least an accent that makes sense in Japanese, not English.
No,
It
I
goes
don't.
back to
I
this
don't
idea-
know. I don't think kids know what a boombox is. Like most kids don't know what a VHS is. They don't know what some don't know what a cartoon is. But that died a long time ago. A lot of kids don't know what a boombox is. If you let them say get the boombox, like what is a boombox?
Yeah, that the source material isn't completely perfect, and you have to portray the right adaptation to the right audience.
They don't know what a floppy disk is. They don't know what is a. I don't know. If they know what a CD player is. I don't know if they know what an MP3 is.
That being said, in all seriousness, I don't necessarily think that the Gachi Agata dub is categorically better than the sub. While there are plenty of things I prefer about the dub, there's also things I probably like more about the sub. One example that stands out pretty clearly is Remlin. Remlin is a character that is implicitly understood to have an ambiguous gender identity. They don't dress or talk in a way that clearly makes them a boy or a girl, and the other character—
Bro, that's a fucking girl. I'm not even gonna play this game. I know a lot of people are gonna play that stupid game, but we all know that's a chick. We all know that's a chick wearing very floppy clothes. I don't know why they like to play this stupid game. We all know that's a fucking chick. Even the way the design is more feminine than in this thing. That shit's stupid. And Japanese people don't play that fucking gender shit. I know sometimes they do that. They did that first in Naruto per se and some other... No, not in Naruto. It was Cowboy Bebop. But that was actually had some merit to the story why that was happening. But I know Naruto did that same thing with Haku. But I honestly believe that was not really a boy. I think that was a girl identifying as such. I think that's what happened.
Don't dress or talk in a way that clearly makes them a boy or a girl, and the other characters only refer to Remlin as them or they. Now, when it comes to portraying this, I thought the sub did a slightly better job. The Japanese voice, for whatever reason, just sounds more ambiguous. The dub
It is not ambiguous. We know that's a female being voiced.
Voice sounds like it could be either or, but
no, it does not.
Definitely sounds more like a woman. But it's a very
no shit, dude. Why are we playing this stupid game? You know what I'm saying? It's like ambiguous. It's not ambiguous. It's not ambiguous. Do you know what's an ambiguous character? The only actual character that was ever ambiguous in an anime of recent years, well, since the 2010s, was not even a Haku. It's a fucking, what do you call it? It was Krona from Soul Eater. Krona was the most ambiguous character ever. Yeah, that was the most ambiguous character ever you can ever come across. The way it was drawn, way he talked and acted, you could not tell if it was boy or girl. And I think they made the hair pink on purpose just to throw you off even more, and the lankiness and the clothes he was wearing. It was a boy because we referred to him as him. And then it was voiced by a woman, but just because it was voiced by a woman doesn't mean it was a girl. Yeah, and then like Broly? Why Broly? Let me see here.
Thing that really only stands out if you're like me and you're deliberately looking for it. Besides that one difference, I really don't think one of these portrayals is better than the other, and that's generally the case with a lot of anime, not just Gachi Akata.
Like, I know that animes did this, but this was more of a, like, it was two things. The reason why they did this sometimes was just because it made the character interesting, and it was sometimes just played as a joke to a degree, right? So, and there was no like crazy gender ideology back in 05, 06, 07, 09. That didn't exist, right? So when that happened, it was just passed off as a joke, or it was just an ambiguous thing and people didn't really question. They just kind of like, fuck it, it's anime. It had that moniker. It's like, oh, it's anime, it's weird. Fuck it, move on. It's not that big of a deal. Now, about 15 years later, that is such a problem now, is to the point like it's brought up every 5 seconds. So like that's where the problem comes in. That's why I don't really like jumping on that bandwagon, because it causes division for no reason. There are people still arguing to this day about what's her face from One Piece, if it's a boy or a girl, when we all know it's a fucking woman. She never said she was trans. She just said she was admiring some dude who was dead, who she never met. And she said that she was that person because she was so inspired by them. So much so, she tried to impersonate this person to run up to his own born son and say, I am your father, and try to pull that bullshit. I forgot her name. Yamato. I think it was Yamato. Yamato tried to pull that bullshit. I was like, bro, can we not do this? Like, we all know it's a fucking chick. Yes. Because, like... Yeah, Yamato, I mean. But, like, it was crazy because, like, even Oda says, no, that's a chick. They're not trans. They're literally a chick. It was that she was so inspired by him that she wanted to be him. Let's just be honest. The way she was doing it is like a Power Ranger. You know when kids was Power Rangers and they was so inspired by the show, they'll put on the costume and say they're the Red Ranger? It was that nonsense. That too. And then remember, there's a flashback where they said they never mentioned the gender of the kid. Yes, they did, because as soon as she was put in the cage, because she was acting out, one of the henchmen who was supposed to watch over her, he said, I'm gonna give the princess some food. So, and then plus it pissed Kaido off. There was literally a moment where the henchmen, or at least the guards, gave her food when he was not supposed to, and he said, I'm gonna give the princess the food. He was not saying that in a sarcastic way. He was literally referring to her her status and gender of that. The princess, her food. And then he got in trouble. I think he got killed. And she had big titties. Big titties.
Example, I watched the Dawn to Dawn dub, and there's plenty
and not only that, I think Oda did a whole splash piece with all the females in bikinis, and she was front and center in it. And people was bitching and moaning, saying, why is she in there? She's a boy. No, the fuck she ain't. You know what I'm saying? She got the heavies, bro. She was never a chick. She never said she was a man. She just said she was just wanted to be a specific person. She never said she wanted to be a man. She just literally wanted to be a specific person. Because one, it pissed off Kaido. That's one. And then two, she was really inspiring because she just wanted to leave the island. That was the two reasons why she did what she did. She was just trying to piss off her father. Like any other woman who wants to piss off their daddy, they'll date some dude that the dad won't approve of. Obviously, that's what she did. Daddy issues type shit.
That I like about it. I think the voices for Okarun and Momo
anyone else
great.
Thinks that she's
is
a boy, you are mentally ill.
Slang makes it feel authentic.
Sorry to tell you.
But if you put a gun to my head, I honestly don't think one of these adaptations is better than the other. They're just different. I should also mention that I don't think English dubs are always better, and they're definitely not all on the same level. As much as we should give credit to their work in the final season, I am not a big fan of the My Hero dub. I'm also not crazy about the One Piece dub. For me at least, it's not a matter of English or Japanese or literal versus altered. For me, it's a simple question of does it feel authentic? And that's why I started this video with that question of translation versus adaptation. Because in most cases, an actor isn't approaching a character thinking, okay, how do I translate what this other person did? That's how you get some of the more awkward scenes in anime.
He's dead?
Generally, an actor simply approaches a character thinking, what are the lines and how do I want to make this character sound? That's why Zeno Robinson plays Jabber the way he does. He's very open about his love for anime, but I don't think he goes into Gachi Akata thinking, how do I translate the original Japanese? It seems pretty clear that he understood that Jabber is an unhinged character who also happens to be black, or as some might say, black-coded, so he portrays the character so that he comes off as completely unhinged and clearly...
I don't know where he's saying black-coded. The dude got dreads. Well, then again, it's not like Asian people can't get dreads either, but he's light-skinned as fuck. He's lighter than why don't you say a light-skinned dude? Because he's light-skinned as shit.
Black. Is it 100% accurate? Maybe not if you're going by the literal text of the manga. But when Jabber has dreads and everyone assumes he's black, and you have the creator telling Robinson keep doing what you're doing, the whole accuracy issue is kind of a moot point. But you would never get this kind of original portrayal of the character if we were 100% focused on the literal translations. This is the same reason Goku sounds great in the English dub, and we don't get what should be a literal translation of his country bumpkin accent.
You'd never guess they could stretch as they do and still keep their shape. Must be using some sort of advanced polymer.
Bro, King of the Hill. That's Hank Hill. It feels so weird. It's strangely worse. Let me go back.
Accents.
You'd never guess they could stretch as they do and still keep their shape. Must be using some sort of advanced polymer.
Imagine Goku sounding like this. There's a bro. There's a multiverse right now. Bro, there's a multiverse right now where the dude who does the voice for Hank Hill is playing Goku right now. There's somewhere in our multiverse, somewhere down the line, where Goku is being voiced by King of the Hill, Hank Hill, with no reason. Bobby!
What do you think about that, boy?
Why do they have to expand so much?
It works! It works! It works! It works with that boy. Oh my god. And then remember, the first Gohan that we used to listen to when we grew up, it sounds raspy already, so it does not feel so off hearing Bobby speak. Remember, we're used to the Gohan voice from Dragon Ball Z, not Kai, Z, when we grew up on Toonami. So hearing the voice of, what's her face, who used to do the voice for Kid Goku and Gohan, you know what I'm saying? Let this be a series.
Still keep their shape. Must be using some sort of advanced polymer. What do you think about that, boy?
Why do they have to expand so much?
Bro, how does that not work? How does that not work? It works. For Gohan, it works. You won't even tell the difference.
Japanese sub is
Oh my
great, and
God.
generally speaking, I find it to have better emotional acting. But to take that and say you shouldn't watch English dub when there's clearly great work being done is just plain silly. The only people who are doing that are dark web weebs and elitists. The kind of people who actually remove dubbed voice actors from IMDb because apparently that doesn't make you a part of the cast. Bottom line is Gachi Akata's dub is awesome. Rudo sounds great, Engine sounds great, Rio sounds awesome. Zonka perfectly drops what should be a southern accent just like Goku. And of course, characters like Jabber, Semiyu, and Corvus are portrayed in a way that is genuinely fun and surprisingly accurate to the characters. So stop worrying about whether you should watch sub or dub, and just watch both. Because either way, you're definitely missing out.
We got one more video. But this video it's going to be a little different from the rest. We're going to do a little bit of a horror one. I had this one in store for you guys. So we're going to see how this works.
Hello friends, this is Grief speaking. Today we're looking at an anthology comic called Bad Dreams in the Night by Adam Ellis. It's a great collection of short stories that were inspired by 80s and 90s horror fiction, namely In a Dark Dark Room and Other Scary Stories, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I really appreciate this comic because it taps into really creepy scenarios that don't rely heavily on blood and gore. Instead, they feel like ghost stories and urban legends. It really gives me internet folklore vibes. They're short and sweet stories, but they'll send a shiver down your spine. So let's take a look. This is Bad Dreams in the Night Explained. So let's start off with the first story. Me and Evangeline at the farm. A man named Adam talks about staying at his grandma's ranch as a kid and how she would tape horror movies off the TV for him to watch. We see a pile of classics like Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Hellraiser. But his favorite movie was Evangeline, and it seems like he's the only person to have ever watched it. He believes his grandmother must have started recording it partway through, and not knowing the title, simply labeled it Evangeline after the main character. We see a young Adam putting it in the VCR and watching in the eerie glow of the TV. He describes the film as spooky and comforting at the same time, making him feel almost nostalgic, but not knowing what for. It's been years since he'd seen it, but from what he can remember, it's about a young farmer who lives all by himself. One day, he sees smoke rising from the middle of his cornfield and investigates to find a bizarre occurrence. A crashed alien pod, and next to it, an alien woman clinging to life. The farmer carries her home and nurses her back to health. Eventually, they fall in love, and he names her Evangeline. For a while, they have a nice, quiet life together until one night, the farmer sees dark figures standing out in the field, motionless and watching the house. He believes these to be aliens, coming to take away his beloved Evangeline. She agrees and thinks them to be dangerous, so the couple decide to seal off part of the house and hide away forever. They'd rather die together than to be torn apart. The movie ended there, and now in the present, an adult Adam says he's searched across the internet desperately, wanting to know the name of the movie and to find out if anyone else has seen it. In the end, not a single other person has ever even heard of it. At this point, it seems to be lost media, or maybe even a dream. He can't ask his grandparents as they passed away in recent years. He hears that their ranch is being sold, and in one last-ditch effort, returns to the vacant house to see if the tape is still there. However, the house is cleaned out, and Adam sits on the floor in defeat, now less certain than ever that the tape actually existed at all. As he begins to leave in defeat, he trips and falls, sending his umbrella flying into the wall. Oddly, it goes nearly all the way through. It seems that this wall is shallow, and peeking through the hole, he sees a set of stairs. By the time he tears the wall down, it's dark, and he ventures below. The stairs lead into a basement that he never knew existed, filled with storage crates, and at the back, what looks like a bed. Adam suddenly realizes why no one else had ever seen the movie. On the bed lie two skeletons, one glowing in an odd fashion, and on the wall, a Polaroid picture of the farmer and Evangeline. Turns out it wasn't a movie at all, but instead, a home video. Next up is Milk Door. A young woman moves from New York to LA.
Wait, how the fuck is it a home video with all the camera angles? Who the fuck was recording? How does that make sense? Who the fuck was recording the entire time? Like, what? What are these masterful shots? If this is just a home video, what is this? I built the production on this shit. That makes no sense. Like, bro. Ghost cameraman, bro. Like, it makes no sense. Like, okay, fine, it's a home video, but like, how did you get these shots? Supervised AI writing. That's crazy. Holy hell.
Excited to start her new life on the West Coast. On moving day, she finds a weird little door in the kitchen. Turns out to be a milk door. Apparently back in the day, this was a convenient way to get your milk delivered. She tells her friend from New York, and they have a laugh. One of the interesting things about this story is that it is almost entirely told through the text between these two friends. Anyway, the woman finds an old number written inside the milk door under the heading Deliveries. Out of curiosity, she calls it, and strangely enough, reaches an automated message that says, "Thank you for calling. team will be in touch soon. I guess the number never got disconnected. She thinks nothing more of it until the next morning when she finds that the door is wide open and inside is a small bone. She's pretty creeped out, but ultimately her and her friend chalk it up to a bizarre prank by some neighbor kid. Well, the next morning, same thing. She finds the door open and inside another small bone. The woman is more than disturbed and fed up at this point, so she takes some caulking and seals up the outside milk door. Of course, her friend can't resist making a cock joke, but then again, who can? However, the next morning, the door is open once again, and this time, there's a pile of teeth. Okay, somehow that's more unsettling than the other bones. The really creepy thing is, the door on the outside is still sealed shut, meaning someone must have come inside her house to do this. I probably would have called the police at this point, or gotten the hell out of there, but I guess she's got more balls than I do, and she just changes the locks. This didn't stop it though. Weeks have gone by.
Bro, get a camera. Put it by the thing. Oh my god, it's not that hard. Get a camera, put the wireless thing, put it up by a tree or some shit. Let that sit, and then you see where it's going from. Easy as pie.
Now, and she's continued to find the bones in the milk door. At this point, her trash can is full of them, and she's worried if she calls the police or someone sees her try and get rid of the bones, she'll look guilty as hell. Finally, one day they stop coming, and instead, in the door, is a bottle of what looks like milk. Once she smells it, she declares it's definitely not milk and throws it in the bin as well. She doesn't elaborate further on the liquid, but I don't even want to know, honestly. Early the next morning, while it's still dark, the woman walks through the kitchen when she finds the milk bottle on the ground. She looks up at the trash can to see something frightening, a pair of eyes peeking out and looking back at her. A creature then climbs out all small and deformed with a lumpy head and saggy skin hanging off its naked body. It lunges at her in the dark, and the story closes with the girl's friend wondering why she stopped texting her back. Next is Buttercorn Ramen. This story is shown in black and white, much like a manga, which is fitting because it takes place in Japan. A man is visiting the country for his birthday and is staying in Hokkaido. Looking for a place to eat in the rain, he finally stumbles upon an open ramen joint, and not knowing the language, just points to something that looks good on the menu. It ends up being Buttercorn Ramen, and it's the best meal he's had in his whole life. So good that he returns to the shop every day to have more. He just can't get over how good it is, the corn especially. On the 5th day, he wakes up to find something weird, little bumps appearing all over his body while he slept. Assuming it to be an allergic reaction, he stays inside all day, but finally gets too hungry and heads to the ramen shop with his hood up. He gets his favorite order and looks down into the steaming bowl when suddenly something falls into it. This is disgusting, but it came from one of the bumps on his face, which is now popped open. Soon the other bumps start bursting as well, and inside he finds pieces of corn sprouting from his flesh. In a particularly gross panel, the man actually eats one of the pieces of corn from his own body. Despite what's happening to him, he repeatedly eats at the shop day after day, even missing his flight home. Finally, his body is transformed almost completely into corn, and he can't move at all. The ramen chef then comes out and grabs his stiff body, dragging it to the back where we see where all the succulent corn had come from, as there are a dozen more bodies that have turned to corn and are piled on the shelves. That's where this one ends, but what a delightful and quirky bit of body horror. The green ribbon. A man talks about his beautiful wife Charlotte, who's worn a green ribbon around her neck for as long as he's known her. When they were young, he asked why she always wore it, and she just brushed it off, saying it wasn't important. It was an odd fashion choice, but she was beautiful, and he didn't mind. Eventually, they were married, and Charlotte even wore the green ribbon on her wedding day, as well as to bed after. So the man asked again why she wore it, and she just says it's not important, asking him to allow her this one secret. The months went on, and when winter came, she became ill. Her face grew thin, and her eyes turned a yellow hue. At this point, the man found himself disgusted by her and began to court another woman named Jane, who he found much more attractive. With intent to marry Jane, the man tells Charlotte he wants a divorce. He tells her how much he resents her, especially for the secret of her green ribbon. Looking a little unhinged, Charlotte tells him if he wants to know so badly, he can untie it himself and learn why she wears it. He slowly pulls the ribbon loose and is shocked to find that the woman's head is severed from her body. With the ribbon being the only thing keeping it attached, her head topples from her neck, and in another shocking twist, Charlotte's headless body rises, chasing after her husband. He slams the door shut to the room and locks Charlotte's body inside. Later, he and Jane were married, and she moved in, though she was curious about the noises she heard from the upstairs bedroom. The man dismisses this, saying it's an old house, and it's probably just a small animal that got in the attic. She left it at that, and the two lived happy for a while, until one day the man returned home to find Jane missing, and the upstairs bedroom to be unlocked. Inside on the floor, he finds Jane's lifeless body, her neck gushing blood. Nearby, we see that Charlotte's body has taken Jane's head after cutting it off. And even more disturbing, she's fastening it to her own neck with the green ribbon. Covered in blood, Jane, or rather Charlotte, turns around and welcomes her husband home. The final panel looks identical to the first, a portrait of the couple. It's the fresh head of Jane on her body. He says his wife has worn a green ribbon around her neck for as long as he's known her, but he doesn't ask her about it anymore. The green ribbon is actually a story from In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories that Adam Ellis put his own spin on. And actually, that green ribbon story was inspired by a much older story written in the 1800s by Washington Irving. Kinda interesting. Next up is Forest Fruit. A ship has arrived on a desolate island to rescue some survivors of a plane crash. One of the rescuers is asking a young boy about what happened here, while his colleague searches for more people. It seems the boy is the only one left alive, and it's pretty miraculous that he survived the crash at all, let alone on this horrid island for all these weeks by himself. He tells the man that he avoided starving by eating the big forest fruit that he found in the woods. Once you get the rind off, it's actually really tasty. The man asks again if he ever saw any other people, and the kid quickly says no, averting his gaze. Just then, the man gets a call on his radio. His partner has found the other survivors, or at least their bodies, in a cave. All of them are headless. The man looks back up to find that the kid is missing. It looks like we know what that forest fruit actually was. Next up, bus stop. A woman tells us about something strange that happened to her in the 90s. Nobody believes her, but she swears it's true. As a teenager, she would take the bus home from school every day. She'd have to transfer to a second bus that was out near the woods. No one else was ever really there, and it was kind of creepy waiting between buses. One day, she got off the first bus to find that a small, nameless shop had opened up right across from the bench. She never saw it being built, and it's not a great spot for foot traffic. Curious, she decides to check it out one day. However, inside, the store was completely empty. She assumed that it must be closed or something, but the old woman behind the counter assured her they're always open. The girl asked what they sold there, and the old woman said, "We sell what you need." Confused, the girl pointed out that there's nothing on display, and the woman eerily replied, "You must not need anything then." So the girl awkwardly left, deciding the old woman must be out of her mind.
That was kind of slick. That was a slick response. I'm not even gonna lie. She's not wrong, per se. That was a good response. We sell what you need. There's nothing here. Bitch, you don't need nothing then. Get the fuck up out of here. That's a good response.
As the days went on, she could see the woman manning the shop, but still nothing ever appeared on the shelves. Then, one April day, it started to rain, and she took cover inside the shop. Weirdly enough, there was an item for sale, an umbrella for only $1. The girl bought the umbrella, but called out the woman for the silliness of the situation. Obviously, she just put it out when it started raining. However, this wasn't the only time an item appeared inside. Once, when she had a migraine, she found a bottle of aspirin. And on another occasion, there were sunglasses when she forgot hers at home. How could this be possible? One day, things were a little different. The girl entered the shop to find a chessboard set up, and the old woman asked if she'd like to play a game with her, with the winner getting $1. The girl decided why not, and they played the game. Unfortunately, she wasn't very good and lost, but the woman bet her double or nothing to play again.
No, don't be like your teacher. Don't be me. You remember what happened to me? When we was playing, what was it? It was, Cult of the Lamb. We was playing, Bones and some bullshit. Fucking bitch.
As well, and was a little frustrated. She barely knew how to play, and it kind of felt like she was being swindled out of her money. She was about to leave when the woman asked her to play one more game. Win or lose, she promised to give the girl her money back if she played. This time, the girl did pretty well, and even seemed to be winning. But she got so into the game that she missed her bus. She was pretty pissed off and left in a huff. Now she would have to walk home in the snow. The next day, everyone was talking about it. The bus that the girl never got on hit a patch of ice.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of this. Sorry. I was wondering what she was talking about. Like, she would think they want to play chessboard.
Wasn't very good and lost. But the woman bet her double or nothing to play again. The girl lost this game as well and was a little frustrated. She barely knew how to play, and it kind of felt like she was being swindled out of her money. She was about to leave when the woman asked her to play one more game. Win or lose.
If you don't know how to play, why would you bet? That's so stupid. Woman debuff.
She promised to give the girl her money back if she played. This time the girl did pretty well and even seemed to be winning, but she got so into the game that she missed her bus. She was pretty pissed off and left in a huff. Now she would have to walk home in the snow. The next day, everyone was talking about it. The bus that the girl never got on hit a patch of ice and veered off a cliff, killing everyone inside. It looks like she needed that chess game after all. After that, the shop was gone like it never existed. Nobody believes the story, but she swears it's true. In his commentary on this story, Adam Ellis talks about how Bus Stop was inspired by the pre-internet era of urban legends, when someone would tell you a spooky story and there was no way to disprove it and there was no way to look it up on the internet. You just had to take their word for it. It's also worth noting that the girl in this story is a character from one of Ellis's other works, Fever Nights. Hangnail. Okay, this one's pretty gross. A teen boy is riding to school with his mom when he finds he has a hangnail on his thumb and starts picking at it. His mother tells him to cut it out or he'll make it worse. Later in class, he finds himself messing with it again, and in a cringe-inducing sequence, he pulls on it more, tearing the skin a good ways down his thumb. It gets even worse when he pulls again, and the small strip of skin tears all the way down his forearm. The rest of the day, he hides it till he gets home, and out of some messed up obsession, he goes to his room, takes off his clothes, and continues to pull the strip of skin. It seems to peel all the way down his leg and up the other side of his body until it makes a full circle, ending where it started. There's a horrific pause as he contemplates what he's done, and then the outlined skin starts to unsettle from his body. His mother calls out to him for dinner, and after he doesn't respond, she goes to investigate. She opens his door to find a bloody skin suit on the floor and sees a figure in the dark corner of the room. Turning on the lights, she gasps. Her son is standing skinless, all muscle and blood. He asks her, "Is it bad?" It's not that bad, right? It's a pretty gross story, and if you watched my video on Harrow County, you'll instantly be reminded of the Skin Boy from that series. It's worth noting that this is based on a webcomic strip that Ellis did years before, and it went pretty viral online, spawning many memes. Next up, Better Kate Than Never. I remember seeing. This story has a noticeably different title page, as it's styled like a TV guide from the 80s, featuring a family sitcom called Better Kate Than Never. We see the Campbell family, except for one daughter, Kate Campbell, whose face is scratched out, along with the actor's name. Next, we see a tube TV playing the show, and it zooms in on the Campbell's house. The family's discussing Kate's upcoming 16th birthday. Her father remembers when he turned 16, and Kate's younger sister says, "That must have been like 100 years ago," followed by audience laughter. Everything seems like a typical sitcom, except for Kate, who's a little confused. She doesn't seem to know that it's her birthday, and finally her father asks if she got the new pages or not. Kate says, "I guess not," and that she'll have to play it by ear. She tries to make a joke, and the audience is completely silent. Her father says he doesn't think this is going to work out, and Kate is once again confused about what she should say. He tells her to just go to bed and that they'll talk about it tomorrow, even though it's the middle of their breakfast. The younger sister alerts her eyes and suggests that Kate do what he says. She gets up and leaves the table where we can see the bright lights on set and the eerie silhouettes of the studio audience in the back. Kate reaches for a door at the bottom of the stairs, but the sister stops her, looking frightened, saying, "We don't use that door. That's the basement." She quickly snaps back into character though and plays it off like a joke. Next thing we know, it's nighttime and Kate is sleeping in a room where she's woken up by the sister, who creepily tells her, "You're not the first, you know." She goes on to explain that she's not the first one to be Kate. Something bad happened to the first Kate between her and the father. The first Kate said he did something to her, and the next episode she was gone. She went to get a game from the basement and never came back. There's been lots of other Kates since then, but nobody's tested well with the audience. Now they're gonna do the same to the new Kate after her bad performance today. The girl ominously leaves a roll of tape on Kate's bedside table and leaves. The next day, it's Kate's 16th birthday. Her mother says she forgot to grab some paper plates and asks Kate to get them from the basement. The mother looks a little unsure, but after a mean look from the father, she repeats herself. "The basement, honey." So Kate makes her way to the basement, but before she enters, she quickly tapes over the door latch. Her TV father, none the wiser, locks her in, or thinks he does. Kate then makes her way down the stairs until she comes upon a series of graves, all with the same name, Kate, and near them, a freshly dug out hole. Suddenly, a figure creeps out. It's Kevin the handyman, who we saw in the TV guide earlier. But something's wrong. His skin is all messed up, and he looks like a zombie or something. He asks Kate, "Do I get to bury you now?" and starts walking toward her with a shovel. So the newest Kate runs back upstairs and opens the door thanks to her tape trick. The lights are all off in the studio, and the audience is gone. She finds a ticket on the ground for this showing of Better Kate Than Never, and sees that it's episode 432 42 of season 768. What the hell?
What
She
the
then
fuck?
makes her way toward the exit, and the story ends there. This is maybe the most surreal of the stories in
I'm
this
not gonna lie, that's not enough bodies to make up all those seasons. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's like, what, 6? There's no way.
book, but I like the idea of this sitcom world being some kind of hellish dimension that perpetually plays out like a show that's been on the air for years. Little House in the Sea. We see a small house on a tiny island surrounded by an endless sea. A girl says she's been on this island her whole life. For as long as she can remember, it's been her and her mother, who taught her to fish, grow vegetables, and cook. She once asked her mom what was across the ocean, and her mother told her it was nothing but more water and to never ask her again. Every day was the same until today. Now a young woman, the girl has discovered her mother has died. She knew this day would come, and her mother told her exactly what to do. She puts her mother's body on a small raft and sends it out to sea. In the night, a strange light glows over the house, and the next morning, the girl walks outside to see a large egg has washed up on the shore. She opens it up to find a baby inside, and that is the end. Okay, maybe this is the most surreal story. It's interesting that we never fully see the mother, but she seems to have the same complexion and hair color as her daughter, which happens to be exactly the same as the baby. Obviously, this is a cycle of sorts.
Oh, this is a loop. I get it.
But maybe it's a kind of time loop, and the woman is continuously raising herself. It's a weird one and very eerie, which makes sense as it's based on a dream that the author had where he lived on a tiny island and kept finding babies in the bushes to take care of. He believes it to be based on his deep fear of parenting. Next up, Murder Party. This story follows a true crime podcaster who is more than a little annoying. She kicks off her pod by thanking her haters for only making her show more popular, and then talks about today's mystery, which is actually about her. Her story starts a week ago when she found a playing card on her car, a 3 of diamonds. She didn't think much of it until she entered her favorite coffee shop and spotted a woman ordering. This woman happened to have 3 diamond rings on her hand. It couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? So the podcaster followed the woman. Before she continues the story, she stops to read some hater comments. Several people talk about how despicable the show is and how she has no respect for the victims of the crimes, even making jokes out of them sometimes. This only pleases the podcaster, and she continues on with her tale. After leaving the coffee shop, the mystery woman just throws her coffee away without a sip. So the girl takes a look and sees that it was a bizarre order. 9 pumps peppermint, 8 pumps raspberry, 5 pumps hazelnut, and 7 pumps cinnamon. Clearly this is some kind of code. Next, the woman enters a flower shop and buys a purple flower called a hyacinth, but throws it to the ground before nabbing a taxi and driving away. Back in her studio, the podcaster has pieced together the clues and found it to be an address, 9857 Hyacinth Road, which is not far outside of the city. So that's where she leaves her listeners for today, and tonight she drives out to investigate the address. It leads her to an abandoned warehouse when up from behind, the mystery woman appears. She can't believe the podcaster showed up, and she's more surprised that she doesn't recognize her. It suddenly clicks, and the podcaster realizes that this is Mrs. Singh, the mother of a murdered boy whose case was turned into entertainment for the girl's podcast. Singh pulls out a gun and talks about the hurtful things the podcaster said about her son, how he deserved his death, and it wouldn't have happened if he wasn't so stupid. The podcaster asks if she's going to kill her, and after some thought, Singh says she can't. Ultimately, she just wanted the girl to feel scared, like her son was scared. Maybe then she would have some empathy. She starts to walk away, and the podcaster tells her to wait, looking almost disappointed. Mrs. Singh then pieces together that the podcaster actually wants to die. That way, she could be some mysterious death for other weirdos to obsess over on the internet. Singh says she won't do it and throws her gun to the ground. The scene ends with the podcaster staring down at the gun. And next we see 2 women having breakfast. One of them asks if the other heard about the podcaster who died, how it trended for a minute online. Some nobody podcaster died or something. There was only one article and it was paywalled, so she didn't read it. They quickly move on to another subject, and that's the end. So this
feels like a serious Netflix with green light. This feels like a literal series Netflix with green light. She's obviously getting lit on, yeah.
Podcaster's cry for attention ended in a nothing burger conversation that everyone quickly forgot about. Viola Bloom. Our last story, like the first, follows the author, Adam Ellis. One day he gets a strange red envelope in the mail with no return address. Inside is nothing but a tattered old business card with the name Viola Bloom. It has a sepia-toned picture of a woman in a long dark dress with a matching cape and hat. Assuming it was delivered by mistake, he thinks nothing of it and goes out for some coffee. As he leaves his building, however, he sees something odd in the street. A woman in black staring up at the sky. Weirdly, she looks a lot like the woman from the photograph. Feeling a little uneasy, Adam goes back to his apartment and locks the door. He then goes to the window to see if the woman is still there. Sure enough, she's still standing and staring. Turns out she's transfixed on the building itself, more specifically, his apartment. And now, she's staring at him. He calls the cops, but by the time they show up, the woman is gone. He tries to explain, but they don't take him very seriously. That night, he barely slept. In the morning, he gets dressed and leaves his apartment, but in the hallway, he has a frightening encounter. At the end of the hall, he sees the woman in black creeping around the corner.
She's a big
she's
bitch.
Tall, abnormally tall.
Holy
he just stares.
shit, you a big bitch. Oh, hell no. You gotta go. Get the gun, honey. Get the gun. Bitch is huge. I can't fight this hoe. She's bigger than me. I can't fight this hoe. Get the gun. Oh, get the thing, bro. Get the 9.
At her
And then she's looking at me, don't know, like, what? Get the gun, bitch. What is wrong with you? Get the gun.
Until suddenly, she springs toward him, running down the hall.
Oh, shit!
After falling in a panic, Adam scrambles to his apartment, locking the door behind him. He nervously looks through the peephole, only to see the horrifying woman staring back at him. It jumps ahead in the story. It's been days, and Adam hasn't left his apartment. She's still out there, and nobody else seems to notice her. He called the cops, but they said it's not illegal for a woman to stand in the hallway. Trapped and terrified to open the door, he's forced to just stay here. To add to this bizarre story, someone randomly reaches out to him in a message. Someone he'd sold merch to on Etsy years ago. The message reads, "I'm sorry, I didn't know if it would work. I just wanted her gone. I didn't know who else to send it to, and I got your address from the package you sent. I'm so..."
Oh, so this is like, what's that? Oh, fuck, what's that movie called? Oh my god, it's like a STD ghost thing. Yeah, it's you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's like an STD ghost. You fuck somebody, and now they got the STD where the ghost is like, or the monster or ghost or whatever the fuck is following them, and they take the body of somebody else and they just like walk towards you. I forgot what it's called. Shit.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a genuinely good movie. I think concept-wise, it was a very good movie. It made you really think. It made you think to a degree. Like, it made you think. Don't fuck people insane. You might catch something insane.
Adam frantically replies, hoping maybe he can get some answers, but after waiting in silence for hours, he hears nothing back. Finally, he Googles the name Viola Bloom. After getting almost nothing, he stumbles upon an obscure website that has the photo of the woman and asks, who is Viola Bloom? It features a newspaper clipping of an obituary. We learn that Viola Bloom was a medical caretaker that died decades ago. Her long career was marked by a number of mysterious deaths, resulting in a sinister reputation for the woman. After several patients died under her care, she was fired and started her own private practice. She cared for hundreds of people, and her ghoulish demeanor spawned rumors that if you invited Viola Bloom into your home, death was just around the corner. This resulted in a schoolyard rhyme. Viola Bloom, receive her card and meet your doom. For once you gaze upon her face, prepare yourself for death's embrace. It only takes a single glance, you never even stood a chance. She'll take your life, she'll eat your heart, and only then will she depart. You cannot run, you cannot hide, she'll never leave until you've died. The only thing that you can do is send her after someone new. It jumps ahead again. Adam is completely out of food and hasn't slept for days. The only way to get rid of her is to send the card to someone else. He looks uneasy at the card and then walks over to a box of books. In fact, it's a box of his upcoming comic book, Bad Dreams in the Night. He tucks the card in the back of one, and on the last page we see that this very book we're looking at is the one he put the card in, with the words, "I'm sorry," written in pen. Now that is a fun way to end the book. Well, there you have it, guys. What did you think of this collection? If you like these stories, let me know. Adam Ellis actually made a follow-up anthology called Let Me In Your Window that I'd love to cover as well.
And let me see. I'm about to finish, so might as well. I think so.
Hello Campfire friends, this is Grease speaking, and today I'm covering another webtoon comic called Campfire Friends. It might be the newest comic I've ever covered, as it just came out back in October, but since its release, I've gotten a flood of requests to cover it. At first glance, Campfire Friends is fairly unassuming. A young father is disappointed about how his life turned out, and soon finds himself inside of his favorite children's show full of cute cartoon critters in a picture-perfect world. This might seem like a feel-good slice of life, but something is very, very wrong here.
Oh, shit. I'm not gonna like this.
If you're a fan of Everything is Fine, then I think this is a must-read. It has that same mystery element that keeps you reading to find out what the hell is going on. There's a lot to get to, so let's not waste any more time and just get right into the comic. This is Campfire Friends Explained, Part 1. Episode 1. Hello Campfire Friends. An exhausted and disgruntled looking man named Chesu is 5 cups of coffee in. He's writing a project for work with no end in sight. As he groans about his suffering, the office door creaks open and his young son, Junoo-yu, comes walking in with a dinosaur toy, hoping his father will play with him. The kid passive-aggressively talks to his dinosaur, saying, "Oh no, it's the cranky monster with bags under his eyes." Chesu tells him that he'll play with him later and to go somewhere else, but Junoo-yu ignores him and accidentally knocks over his coffee, spilling it all over Chesu's keyboard. Enraged, the father yells at his son, accusing him of doing it on purpose. The kid doesn't seem too sorry, and his mother calls to him from the hallway. Chesu tells him to just please go to his mother, but instead the boy bursts into a dramatic fake cry, prompting Chesu's wife to storm in to see what happened. She then asks Chesu why he would yell at a poor little kid over an accident. As she does, Junoo-yu sticks his tongue out at him.
That's definitely not his kid. That's definitely not his kid. I swear to God, if that was his kid, he would not be bold to do that in front of his dad. I am dead serious. If that was my son, you will be knocked the fuck out. I'll tell you, little shit. There's no way. Most kids don't have the balls to do that in front of their father, much less he's working and pissed off already. Fuck that. That is not... Yeah, he's stepdaddy. There's no way. There's no way. He's working and you destroy my work. I have to start all that shit over again. And I have to get it by a deadline. And you have the audacity to stick your tongue at me? Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm not there's no way you're biological dad. You're not bio dad. There's no way. I will beat the shit out of this kid. What the fuck?
Making it clear that this was all an act to get his father in trouble. The two leave the room, leaving Chesu to return to work after cleaning the coffee off his keyboard. He finally completes whatever he's working on when he notices a strange email from an anonymous sender. He clicks on
because if that was your wife who was biologically you had children with, the mother would be on the father's side instantly and be like, "Hey, Junior, you're not supposed to mess with your dad. What did you do?" And then she'll be like, "You're not supposed to, behave yourself. Let's go. Time for bed." You know what I'm saying? "I'm sorry, hun." And then close the door. "I'll help you when I'm done with putting him to bed." Some shit like that. If your wife respects you, she would said that shit to you off rip. She don't respect you, bro. What? They would deal with those two. One trying to get you in trouble, one takes the side of the kid. Fuck that kid. And fuck that woman.
To find a single sentence. Reclaim your childhood innocence in a fantasy world. Below it is a QR code. Assuming it's an oddball attempt at spam, he deletes it. However, seconds later, he receives the same email again. Chesu decides he'll look into it tomorrow and powers off his computer. But before he makes it out of his office, his printer springs to life and begins to print something. A blank page with nothing but the QR code from the email. Before he has time to process this, the printer starts rapidly firing off dozens of copies of the code. Chesu attempts to turn the thing off with no luck until finally, he yanks the power cord from the wall. This doesn't stop it. Instead, the printed pages are now covered in the QR code. Disturbed and curious, Chesu uses his phone to scan it, opening a link to a web page. He sits down on the couch and finds the page is a live stream of his favorite childhood show, Campfire Friends. We see a series of cartoon animals sitting around a fire, and Chesu is hit with a flood of nostalgia. This was his favorite show as a kid. Reading the comments on the stream, it's clear that he's not the only one watching, and many comment about how exhausting adult life is. They wish they could go back to when things were simpler. We see Chesu smile for the first time as he...
Did the spirit bought the bunch of chats just to get him... Yo, the spirit's an asshole. So the spirit not only got him to go on the thing, but he used a bunch of fake bots to make him think this is a worth of a live stream and viewbot itself. That's crazy. The spirit's viewbotting. What? You're viewbotting? How do you say it?
remembers the different characters, like his favorite, a turtle named Riplet. As he watches, he slowly drifts off to sleep, dropping his phone to the ground, which lights up with the ominous logo of Campfire Friends. By the way, you're probably wondering about the QR code. Well, if you scan it in real life, it'll simply translate to one sentence. You are not invited. Shining light hits Jesse's face, and he opens his tired eyes to a surreal sight. He's woken up in a hammock next to a campfire, and in the sky above, the Campfire Friends intro begins to play. He hears the narrator's voice echoing from the clouds. Good morning, Campfire Friends. It's time to come out of your tents. Here, we're officially introduced to the cast of cartoon characters. Berry Bear the Lumberjack, Riplet the Fishing Tortoise, Larmy the Fire Starter, who kind of looks like a dragon, Box the Cooking Fox, Kiwi the Farming Sloth, and Chestnut, who sells anything and everything. Finally, the narrator introduces another character, Chesu, the assistant manager. At this point, Chesu assumes he's having a vivid dream as the characters all surround him and welcome him to Campfire Town. He just lays back down on the hammock and says he's going back to sleep. However, even after a few moments, he opens his eyes to find the characters all still staring at him, and Berry Bear asking him what his name is. Chesu introduces himself, and the narrator comes in after, saying, "Hi, Chesu," as if he's right in the middle of an episode. Chesu looks up and asks where the voice is coming from, but it seems the cartoons have no idea what he's talking about. Larmy declares they must throw a big welcoming party for him around the campfire and cook up some lamb skewers. Maybe some yummy food will turn Chesu's frown upside down. First off, Chesu will need a place to sleep, so Berry Bear offers to help him set up a tent. However, when they open his supplies, they find the steaks are missing. The bear says he'll need to buy some from Chestnut, and in the meantime, Chesu has a seat and takes in the peace and beauty of this world. It's like he's really in a cartoon. As he takes in the scenery, he spots his favorite character, Riplet, sneaking off somewhere nearby. Out of curiosity, Chesu follows the tortoise and finds him entering a cave by the beach. On top of the rocky cave, a large tree has grown, and oddly, there are people's clothes hung out on a line as if to dry. This is an interesting detail to note for later. At the mouth of the cave, Chesu hears the sounds of an ordinary lamb crying out in pain. He looks over to see the poor creature bound and crying. It's kind of a jarring image after seeing all these cute cartoon characters. Chesu suggests that they let it go, but Riplet says it's fine, this sheep is different from us. We can see it choking miserably in a pool of saliva and making horrible noises, as Riplet says it's different because it doesn't have a personality. It's just livestock. The lamb then begins thrashing around violently, and Chesu looks closer to see that the animal is actually spelling something in the sand. His eyes go wide when he realizes what the lamb is spelling. The word run. Riplet laughs and jumps onto the sand, brushing away the word. Looking up, he says, "You didn't see anything, did you, Chesu?" That wraps up episode 1, and it's clear that something disturbing is going on in this world. The question is it just a dream? Episode 2, Chesu's Welcoming Party. Back at the camp, Berry Bear is calling for Chesu, and Riplet insists that he go back to the others. Fox suddenly enters the cave as well and starts fidgeting, but Riplet tells him it's okay, they'll get to work after Chesu leaves. Fox plops down a large sack, and Chesu is more than put off by their behavior. He looks again at the suffering lamb, and we get a shot of its pupil up close, where it resembles that of a shadowy man. I'm not sure if this is Chesu's reflection or something else happening. Either way, Chesu returns to camp and finds Berry Bear has gotten his tent mostly set up. However, he could use some help with the stakes. He can't seem to hit them straight. Chesu offers to help and holds a stake steady in the ground while Berry hammers it in. The massive bear is quite frightening as he pulls the hammer into the air and slams it down with immense strength. The problem is he hits it way too hard, almost crushing Chesu's hand and bending the nail. Berry Bear apologizes, saying he doesn't know his own strength, but Chesu is a little shook, saying he's glad this is only a dream, or that could have been bad. After this little incident, Chesu decides to put the stakes in himself, and while voila, the narrator announces his tent is a...
What kind of dreams you be having where you can have like full-fledged conversations that seem at least normal to the point where you are very cognizant of what's happening? I never have those. I wish I could have those. I only had one of those one time in my entire life, and that only worked once, and I was much younger than that. I have never had a dream where I'm cognizant and I know what the fuck is going on. Like, totally can talk to anyone or anything and be all totally okay with it. Just, what?
Officially up. He looks up, wondering about the voice once more, and again, the others have no idea what he means. With the sun setting and the bonfire ablaze, it's time for the party. Vox brings out a cake and some delicious meat skewers, though he looks a little shifty about it. It seems Vox is the only one of the animals that doesn't actually talk. The feast is an inviting picture, though with everything going on, it seems a little eerie and sinister. Berry Bear ushers Chesu closer to the fire, and Vox hands him a skewer. He asks what kind of meat this is, and Riplet smiles, answering him with a sound effect, the bleating of a lamb. Chesu freaks out, realizing this was made from the sheep in the cave. The cartoons all look at him with frowns. What's the matter, Chesu? Do you not like lamb skewers?
Right.
He says he just can't eat it after seeing it cry like that, but Riplet tells him it's fine, that's just where meat comes from. Chesu then explains how he saw the sheep run in the dirt, and questions whether it was really a sheep at all. Once again, Riplet talks him down, saying he probably just imagined it all in the shock of the situation, and seems to convince Chesu that this is the case. Vox then adds a delicious red sauce to the skewer, and Chesu is so hungry he can't resist. He starts eating and finds it to be the most delicious meal he's ever had, chowing down while the animals watch with cheery smiles. Afterwards, they all lay on the beach, and Larmy sets off some fireworks that spell out "Welcome Chesu" in the sky. At this point, Chesu is all in on the dream, or whatever it is. He does wonder about the campfire, though. It's been burning all day. Isn't it time to put it out? Ominously, Berry Bear says that the campfire never goes out, ever. I can't explain it, but this is so disturbing to me. Thumbs up for the creepy atmosphere in this comic. The narrator then sounds off once again, saying, "Alright, campfire friends, it's time for bed," and all the animals start heading home for the night. Chesu enters his tent and freaks out when he's jump scared by Riplet standing inside. The little turtle says he must have gotten their tents mixed up and runs away. Okay. He stops just short of leaving and in a more serious tone tells Chesu that if he wants to play again tomorrow, he can come the same way he did today. Then he reveals he's the one who sent the email. He then says, "I promise I'll help you find it." But before Chesu can question him more, he scutters off into the woods. Well, this just got a lot more weird. Hearing a character reference the outside world like that. And also, what is it he wants to help Chesu find? His childhood innocence, like in the email? Still convinced it's a dream, and an odd one for a 32-year-old to have, Chesu zips his tent up and drifts off to sleep, wishing he could live here forever. In the dead of night, we then see Berry Bear exit his tent and creep by the fire. He finds Chesu's tent and partially unzips it, looking in with a weirdly realistic bloodshot eye. This panel scared the hell out of me, I have to admit. As he peeks in, his large shadow is cast over Chesu's sleeping bag, and that wraps up episode 2. Episode 3, Tipsy Chesu. Berry Bear proceeds to unzip and enter the tent. He slowly creeps towards Chesu and reaches for him with his huge paws. We don't see exactly what he does, but he seems to grab something, and looking in his hand, he asks, "What's this? What are you scheming, Riplet?" I'm not sure what he found, and at this point, I have no idea who to trust, but the fact that this is all playing out while Chesu is sleeping suggests that it's really happening. Speaking of which, in the real world, Chesu wakes up in a panic to his phone alarm, and his wife wonders why he slept on the couch. To add to his rude awakening, he finds that his head is cemented to the couch due to Junior Yoop. Disturbing is going like in the email. Still convinced that campfire friends. Chesu comes to room and "What's this? What are you scheming, Riplet?" World Chesu wakes up in a panic to a point I have no idea who to trust. But the fact that this is all playing out while
what's his name? Something DiCaprio. What the DiCaprio special that he's gonna get with the bear.
Chesu is sleeping suggests that it's really happening. Speaking of which, in the real world, Chesu wakes up in a panic to his phone alarm, and his wife wonders why he slept on the couch.
He slept on the couch because he was being a bitch. Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I know. You know if you know. You know. There you go. He said, "Why did you sleep on the couch?" I don't know, bitch. Maybe you took a fucking kid's like side when I was working. I don't know.
To add to his rude awakening, he finds that his head is cemented to the couch due to Junoo Yu putting sticky slime in his hair overnight. He immediately yells at the kid, who runs off to his room, and with no other option, his wife pulls out some scissors to cut the slime out. Later at work, Chesu's boss is introducing a new staff member to everyone, and when they pass by Chesu's desk, they see a bald spot on his head where the slime was. His boss basically roasts him in front of the new girl, but she just says it's cute. We get a montage of the rest of the stressful day, which ends with Chesu's boss demanding he go out with him for drinks, since it's Friday. After a few too many rounds, Chesu comes bumbling home in the middle of the night and has the gall to complain about how no one is waiting to greet him, the opposite of his warm welcome from the campfire friends. Man, this guy's a real piece of work. He drunkenly walks into the bathroom and decides he'll try to fix his hair. Before he nearly cuts into his own neck, his wife finds him and snatches the scissors out of his hands. She insists he go to a barber tomorrow, but he asks if she could cut it instead. We learn her name is Miwi, and it seems she was a pretty successful hairdresser once upon a time. Chesu complains about Junoo Yu putting slime in his hair in the first place, but Miwi says that the boy claims he was afraid of Chesu falling off the couch, and this was his way of securing him in place. Kinda cute, actually. Miwi says that she's also supposed to have a talk with Junoo Yu's teacher tomorrow, something Chesu is wholly unaware of, and she chastises him for not knowing anything about their son. After she leaves, Chesu feels fed up with reality.
See, that's the thing. That's not my bitch son. That little shit, that's not my kid. That's your kid. That's your kid. That's not my kid. That's your problem, not mine. I just live with you. That's it. The only time I will only claim that boy as my son when I can put ass to belt. That's when you allow me to do that, then he's my son. Then he'll be my son after that, and then he won't be your son after that.
And wants to go back to the dream. He pulls up the QR code, and next thing we know, he wakes up in Campfire Town once again. He's immediately greeted by Riplet, who jumps into his arms. Chesu says he can't believe it worked. He thought this was all a dream. He snuggles up to Riplet, and it's clear that he's still pretty drunk, even in this world. Riplet says they should go fishing, and Chesu is right on board. At the same time, Berry Bear doesn't think it's such a good idea, noticing that something is up with Chesu. But they ignore the bear and make their way to the fishing hole. On the way, they pass Vox and Chestnut, who comment on Chesu's happy mood compared to yesterday. He pats Riplet on the head and says that he reminds him of his son. He loves Junoo Yu, but honestly, he wishes he was a little more like Riplet. Yeah, if only your son was a little more like the talking turtle from a cartoon. Anyway, Riplet says he has to tell Chesu something. Berry Bear has been picking on him. He's always taking his stuff, and this time he really wants it back. Instead of the fishing hole, Riplet has led Chesu to Berry Bear's house and asks for a huge favor from him. Could he sneak in and get something back for him? Episode 4, Find the Flowery Chest. Riplet encourages Chesu to go inside and not come back out until he finds the item Barry took. Possibly due to being kinda drunk, Chesu doesn't question it and heads inside to help his friend. Inside, he finds dozens of barnacles hanging from the ceiling. A little weird, but whatever. He looks around and finds that the house is pretty big. We get a quick flashback to moments before when Riplet told him to find a box with flowers on it. It should be filled with all the stuff that Berry Bear took from him. Chesu starts looking through the shelves at the mini stored boxes.
Why the fuck won't you go get it yourself, turtle boy? I'll stand outside and wait for you, but you go get it. Why am I getting it?
But no luck. Finally, he looks up and spots the flower chest resting on a high shelf. Bingo. He tries in vain to reach it, but it's just too high. Meanwhile, Berry Bear's at the campsite chopping wood for the fire when Box and Chestnut show up. They mention what they saw, Chesu in the woods heading in the direction of Berry's tent. The bear asks if Riplet was with him, and it seems he's catching on to what they might be up to. Using a chair, Chesu manages to just barely grab the chest. Riplet told him the box would be locked, but don't worry about the keys, just bring him the box. However, Chesu says it would be nice to try and open it for him first. He spots a large keyring nearby and starts to grab it when suddenly a loud siren blares and a red light flashes. It turns out to be the alarm on Larmy's head, who was hiding nearby and scares the shit out of Chesu. Larmy's a little confused at the sight of Chesu. He thought he was going to scare Berry Bear. Well, the sudden shock hits Chesu the wrong way and he pukes all over himself. Nice. Nearby, Berry Bear is stomping through the woods, making his way toward the house. Sitting on a hill as a lookout, Riplet sees Berry Bear coming his way. He panics and starts off to warn Chesu. Larmy is pretty grossed out by the vomit situation and hands Chesu a rag. He then questions him. He wasn't trying to steal from the bear, was he? Chesu just throws it back to the dragon, asking, well, what's he doing here? And Larmy says scaring people is one of his hobbies. He often hides here to scare Berry Bear, but has never managed to actually get him. He sees the flowery chest and says he's always wondered what was in there, and thinks that they should open it to find out. With the extra enthusiasm of Larmy, Chesu starts trying to open the chest, slowly working through the many keys on the ring to find out which one unlocks it. Meanwhile, Riplet is running through the woods to warn Chesu of the bear's arrival. There's a kind of eerie shot of Riplet looking back to see the silhouette of the bear not far behind him. Creepy. In the house, Chesu says they've already gone through half the keys and don't have time to keep checking. He feels like he's been here way too long. He decides it's best to just put the chest back up on the shelf, but Larmy grabs it from him and says he'll do it. He can fly, so it'll be faster. Just then, Riplet bursts through the door and tells them that Berry Bear is on his way. Chesu looks over to find that Larmy was actually just trying to open the chest, still with the remaining keys. With no time, they decide to just take the box and the keys with them. Riplet looks up at the barnacles hanging from the ceiling and seems fixated. He starts counting them and then gets dizzy and falls backwards out of the house, right in front of Berry Bear, who's just arrived. He looks at the turtle and says, you look like you're in trouble. Do you need help? Riplet squirms on the ground as if he's having a seizure or something, and thanks Berry for the help, but instead of helping, the bear laughs and says, just kidding. He looks down at Riplet and with a smile says, hey, you lied to me first. Episode 5, Wee Woo Wee Woo. No, seriously, that's the episode title. In the end, Berry Bear...
Wee woo, 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 bitch! Wait, he's on your ass! Run, bitch! Run!
does help Riplet up and says he was just joking. How could he not help
hey,
his
Raven.
friend? Riplet thanks him and says that the barnacles were just making him a little dizzy. Barry picks up Riplet's fishing pole and offers it to him, but snatches it out of reach at the last second. Then asks where Chesu is. Riplet lies and says that he's definitely not in there, but Berry Bear doesn't look so sure and starts searching his house. He immediately walks over to the shelf and finds the flower chest still there. Then he glances around, clearly searching for anyone hiding. I can't believe a pink cartoon bear looking around his house is making for such an intense scene. We then see where Chesu went, as he and Larmy have squeezed into a large box. Berry Bear looks over to see that his keys are missing. Chesu looks out from the crack of the box and realizes Berry is looking for something. This is when Larmy admits he forgot to put the keys back. He holds them up absent-mindedly, making a clicking sound and alerting Berry Bear to their presence. It's an intense few panels as Chesu grabs the keys to keep them quiet, but Berry isn't able to figure out where the noise came from. However, just as Chesu lets out a sigh of relief, Larmy's alarm starts sounding. Apparently, this sometimes happens when he's nervous. The shadowy bear approaches the box as Chesu tries desperately to shut the thing off. Hearing the large steps, he looks out from the crack and sees pink fur. Then the bear leans in and yanks the lid off. Surprisingly, it's empty, only full of packing peanuts. In an almost comical reveal, there are actually 3 boxes of varying sizes sitting in the room. And with cartoon logic, the bear opens the 2 wrong boxes first before finally reaching the correct one. Berry creepily calls out for Chesu like it's hide and seek, and finally he opens the box. To relieve the tension in the worst way, Larmy jumps out, yelling surprise, and for the first time, he actually shocks the bear. Chesu plays along with a forced smile. He says, "Yay, playing hide and seek with Larmy sure is fun." This is actually a pretty good cover. He asks if Berry Bear had fun too, and after a pause he says, yes, he did. Almost like he must conform to the weird children's show rules of this world. He then catches a whiff of the puke, and Chesu apologizes for the smell before quickly trying to leave. Berry stops him though and says, shouldn't you give back what's in your pocket? Caught red-handed, Chesu pulls out the keys and suggests he doesn't know how they got there. The bear doesn't look angry, but instead lets out a big sigh and says he has something to show Chesu. He pulls down the flower box and tells Chesu to go ahead and open it. A little unnerved, Chesu goes ahead and puts the last key in, opening the box, wondering what it is that Riplet wants so badly. He looks down into the box and a shadow flashes over his face as his eyes widen. And that wraps up episode 5. Episode 6, It's a Fashion Show. Picking up where we left off, we finally get a look inside the box. And it's rocks. Nothing special, just rocks. Alarmy is particularly disappointed at the lackluster reveal, and Chesu wonders why Riplet would want him to get this so badly. Berry Bear then bluntly tells him that Riplet is using him. He seems to know what Riplet told Chesu, that he was bullying the turtle and took his stuff. But as Chesu can see, he made it all up. He then adds that if anyone's bullying anyone, Riplet is bullying him, and he's using Chesu to do it. Barry suggests that Chesu keep his distance from the turtle. At the end of the day, he's a good friend, but he thinks Riplet is a little obsessed with Chesu. Outside, we can see Riplet fidgeting anxiously, wondering what's going on. Chesu is pretty bummed out that Riplet lied to him, and Berry Bear says they're all gonna head to Kiwi's farm later if he wants to join. Then, with a smile, he sends Chesu on his way. Riplet runs out and asks what happened to the box, and with an irritated look, Chesu informs him that it was full of rocks. Riplet says that Berry Bear must have swapped the boxes, because last time it was in there. He stops himself and covers his mouth, realizing he just admitted to having someone else do this for him before. The turtle reaches out for Chesu's hand, but he pulls it away, asking Riplet if he's really going to pretend like he wasn't just lying to him. Chesu solemnly says he can't trust him anymore. He walks away in disappointment. Riplet used to be his favorite character, but now he thinks he will keep his distance. Chesu walks through the woods, having no idea where he's going. He hopes he'll find Splashy Spring so he can clean his mouth out, which reeks, but instead he stumbles upon Kiwi's farm, a fitting name as it's chock full of kiwi plants. His stomach growls with hunger at the sight, but he can't reach them. Luckily, one begins to fall on its own. However, it's huge and knocks Chesu to the ground with a thud. The narrator then speaks from the clouds saying, "Uh-oh, Chesu got squashed under a kiwi." Technically, this is accurate because it's not a kiwi fruit that landed on him, but instead Kiwi the sloth, another campfire friend. She immediately comments on Chesu's horrible stench, offering to give him some clothes to change into that aren't caked in vomit. There's a few different options, and I guess this explains the title as he tries them on almost like a fashion show, but none of them quite match Chesu's style. He finally
How long is his sleep?
settles on a punk rock outfit. After a moment of thought, he wonders why she has all of these human shirts in the first place, but they're interrupted by Vox and Chestnut. Elsewhere, Berry Bear inspects his barnacles, glad that he hung them up, but he also laments on how sick and tired he is of all this, calling Riplet silly for thinking he could trick him twice. We then see the bear pull out a more heavily secured chest. It seems this is the real chest that Riplet wanted. I guess he wasn't lying, at least about the swap. Barry then pulls out a key and opens it, though we don't see its contents. We then get a flashback at the first night when Chesu went to sleep and Berry Bear came creeping into his tent. Only this time we see what it is that he found under Chesu's sleeping bag, and it's quite unsettling. Two small dolls of Chesu and Riplet, their small hands stitched together. The fact that he's making dolls like this is creepy enough, but there's something really off about them. They look all disturbed, like something you'd see in a Tim Burton movie. Berry Bear says he can't keep letting Riplet do this. He takes the dolls back to his house and throws them into a secret chest, which is filled with several other pairs. Whoa. So it seems that Riplet was telling the truth. Berry Bear was stealing his things, but for a good reason. Riplet is obsessed with Chesu. I also think it's worth analyzing this panel of the chest and dolls. First of all, the other dolls are all clearly human like Chesu, and more so, their clothes look awfully familiar. Yep, they're the same outfits that Chesu tried on earlier. So what happened to the other humans who wore them? Secondly, if you look at the cartoon dolls that are stitched to the humans, they're not all Riplet. They're actually different cartoon characters that don't seem to even belong to Campfire Friends, like a clown, a gingerbread man, and a worm. And that's just the ones we see. So who are the Campfire Friends really, and how many other humans have they brought to this world? More importantly, were they always Campfire Friends or some other cartoon characters depending on who enters? I have no idea, but I'm all in. The mystery of this series is already addictive. You can see why I compared this series to Everything Is Fine. I feel like we get 2 questions for every answer, and man, it's so creepy.
Okay, we're finishing this off. It's got 20 minutes left on this one, and then we'll be done. I just want to finish it off.
Hello friends, this is Grease speaking. Today we're diving back into the unsettling world of Campfire Friends. I couldn't just leave it on that big reveal at the end of the last video. Plus, I'm really enjoying this series. I have to admit, it's got me hooked. I think it has the potential to be a smash hit on Webtoons in the future, so it's cool to be reading it as it's coming out. Anyway, I won't waste any more time. Let's get right back into it. This is Campfire Friends Explained, Part 2.
Yeah.
Episode 7, Come Lie in the Grass. Back at Kiwi Farm, the rest of the gang is hanging out in the grass, and Kiwi says she went ahead and washed Chesu's dirty clothes. She suggests they all lie in the grass while they wait for the others, but Chesu is skeptical. What about all the bugs? Kiwi says she's never actually seen a bug in her life and tells Chesu to take a look. Sure enough, the grass is clean and green with no bugs in sight. Chestnut informs him that they don't have gross stuff like that in Campfire Town. No flies, moths, worms, or people anywhere. Chesu will only find things that he likes. Chesu takes a moment to think about it. If it really is only things he likes, then that explains why there's no people and why he feels so at peace. Not able to resist anymore, Kiwi, Vox, and Chestnut lie in the grass and roll around, asking Chesu to join them. With no reason not to, Chesu lays in the grass too, using Kiwi's arm as a pillow and enjoying the perfect weather. However, this makes him a little tired and he drifts off, only to wake back up into harsh reality. He starts choking and finds that he had actually puked in real life when he was sleeping. Junior Yu walks in looking for his mom, and Chesu tells him to keep quiet. She'd freak out if she saw this.
Not gonna lie, that would usually kill anyone. If you're sleeping on your back and you're choking on your vomit, that would pretty much kill you. How long were you choking for you to now realize this as you woke up? That's kind of crazy. The fuck?
As Chesu cleans himself up in the bathroom, Junior Yu peeks in at him. He spots the boy and starts yelling at him, asking him what he did and why his mother needs to talk to the teacher tomorrow. It's kind of sad seeing the kid flinch at the sound of his father's voice. He says that another boy named Ajun kept hitting him on the head, and Chesu freaks, realizing his son is actually being bullied, and the reason he didn't want to say it is because his father never believes him. Pretty sad. Junior Yu asks if he can read him his favorite dinosaur book, and Chesu says he can't. It's 4 in the morning. He does promise to read it tomorrow, though, after they all get back from talking to the teacher. The boy is ecstatic that his father is coming with them, and they both go back to bed. As he lay in the dark, Chesu feels bad being so distracted and doesn't want to get caught up in his dreams again. He takes the QR code and throws it in the trash. The next morning, Chesu wakes up to find he slept in, and his wife and son went off without him. She left a note suggesting he get his hair fixed.
Went out like that, right?
He's disappointed at first, but decides it's fine. His wife will take care of it. And he sits down to eat some food. While he does, he watches a video about what to say to your child when they're being bullied. Later, Chesu heads to a nearby salon to get his hair fixed up and finds the barber to be his old college friend, Minsu. I guess he just opened the place. Chesu looks disgruntled as usual, and Minsu can't help but laugh at the bald spot. They discuss how they both have kids around the same age, and Minsu says he heard Chesu got married. I guess Miwi was a mutual friend of theirs in college. Apparently, the two both work together as stylists, but he hasn't seen her since she left to open up her own shop. He really talks up her amazing skills, but Chesu says since they had Junior Yu, she's been a full-time mom. Minsu finally finishes the cut, doing a good job of fixing the spot, and is all smiles, telling Chesu they should hang out sometime. With a look of torture, Chesu leaves and declares that he's never coming back here again. Back at home, Chesu gets a message from Miwi saying she took care of it. Turns out that Ajun and Junior Yu...
The chick from Breaking Bad died the same way. She was being greedy as fuck. So, like, fucking... Walter watched her die.
Are actually just good friends. They hit each other as part of a game, and it was no big deal. Chesu starts to reply, wondering if that's really all it was, but stops himself short, thinking he's meddling, and instead just says, that's great. We then see Miwi talking to the teacher and the other kids' moms. They exchange numbers, hoping to plan a play date, and Ajun and his mom head off. After they leave, the teacher actually does want to discuss a concern she has about Junior Yu. She pulls out a stack of drawings and says that Junior recently started doing the same drawing over and over.
Oh wait, Junior Yu. This is Korean. This is a Korean story, I think.
We get a look at one, and it's quite disturbing. It's a drawing of Chesu holding hands with his son, only their hands are twisted together in a similar fashion to the dolls made by Riplet. In fact, it looks pretty damn close. Another matching detail is the upside-down heart on Junior Yu, which we also saw on the Riplet doll. It looks like things are getting even weirder.
What the fuck?
Episode 8, Kiwi is stuck. Chesu, bored at home, starts to look online to see if anyone else has had a similar experience as him. He springs up when he finds a post from someone asking about the same thing. They say they had a dream where they went into the show Campfire Friends, and now they keep waking up there even when they don't want to. Weirdly, from here the post seems to deteriorate, with the OP slowly using worse grammar and repeated letters as he asks for help until finally he seems to lose it and starts typing out the theme song. Seems like just a weirdo online, but Chesu keeps reading and finds that the post poster had uploaded a photo of a stuffed Riplet, saying it's his favorite character. Chesu remembers he had the same doll as a kid and is hit with a flashback. Looks like Chesu wasn't always so miserable and actually has a smile on his face as he and Riplet hide under a table. His father has just come home and Chesu is hoping to play a game of hide and seek. Instead, the father says he doesn't have time for childish games and rages out, throwing his newspaper on the floor by the table. Looks like the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Chesu wonders why he's so upset, and Riplet tells him maybe he should look at the paper. We can see the reason his father is stressed is because of a mass economic downturn. So wait, is Riplet really talking to him here, or is this just his imagination? Either way, the memory stresses Chesu out, and he digs through the trash to find the QR code again. It cuts a few moments ahead to Chesu's phone ringing. He's got a call from MeWe, but he doesn't notice as he's fallen fast asleep. Later, Chesu's family returns home to find him sleeping, prompting MeWe to imply he didn't really care about Juno Yu, but was only pretending. She then confronts her son about the drawings and asks why he made them.
Yep.
He eerily replies it's because he
Hey, I say all the time, you become what you hate. So the more you hate someone, the more most likely you're going to be like them.
Doesn't want his daddy to leave. MeWe finds the page with the QR code in Chesu's hand and pulls her phone out to scan it. Meanwhile, Chesu wakes up in Campfire Town with Kiwi, Larmy, and Vox around him. They say that since he nodded off in the grass, they couldn't wake him up, so he's wasted most of the day sleeping. Outside the tent, Chesu overhears Riplet and Berry Bear having a serious conversation. Riplet asks the bear to at least give them to Chesu for him, and then Berry drops whatever items they're talking about. Chesu emerges from the tent to see what's up and finds a broken bottle on the ground. I guess Riplet was bringing him medicine since he heard Chesu wasn't waking up. As they try and clean up the spilled medicine, the narrator's voice comes in strongly, saying, "Emergency, emergency, an outsider is trying to get in." This scares the shit out of Chesu, who wonders once again what the voice is, and as usual, no one else hears it. In the real world, MeWe sees exactly what we as readers see when we scan the QR code. You are not invited. Riplet suspiciously assures Chesu he has nothing to worry about. No one's going to bother him here. He'll make sure of it. Riplet then tells Chesu that he can hear the voice as well, and they're the only ones that can. As they whisper to each other, Berry Bear chops firewood and wonders what they're talking about, especially since he told Riplet to stay away from Chesu. The bear then chops another piece of wood with unnecessary force. Kiwi warns him not to chop so hard, but Berry chops another even harder. This time, a piece of wood shoots out and hits Kiwi in the chest. With the logic of a cartoon, Kiwi is sent hurling through the air and gets stuck in a hollowed out tree. Man, Berry Bear is a mysterious character. It seems like he has good intentions, and he's always got a calm and cheery demeanor, but I don't know, he scares me. Reminds me too much of this motherfucker, if you know what I mean. Everyone gathers around Kiwi to see what happened, and first things first, Berry Bear tries to pull her out. She's stuck pretty good though, and Riplet tells Chesu their best bet is to head to the anything tree. Hopefully they can buy something from Chestnut that'll get the sloth out. Berry steps in and tells Riplet that he ought to stay here with Kiwi, and instead volunteers Vox to lead Chesu to the anything tree. I guess he's trying to thwart any more funny business from Riplet. Chesu just barely remembers the tree from the show and a song that would play. The whole crew chimes in with a full-on musical number and dance about the anything tree. They sing the repeating lyrics of buy, sell, anything, everything. It cuts back to reality, and Juno Yu has walked into the room to find Chesu sitting up on his knees, repeating the anything tree song lyrics in a mumble. It's pretty damn creepy, and the poor kid is pretty freaked out as he sees his dad form a smile and sing the song even louder. It's quite a way to end the episode. Episode 9, To the Anything Tree. Berry Bear hands Chesu a map so he doesn't get lost, and he and Vox head off to find the tree. As they venture through the woods, Chesu notices they seem to be going the wrong direction, and Vox stops to start picking up mushrooms. It's a little confusing since Vox doesn't talk, but Chesu chalks it up to the fox liking mushrooms. He decides he'll lead the way from here so as not to get sidetracked again. Finally, they come upon a huge tree, and Chestnut jumps out to greet them. He ushers them up some tiny stairs to a hollow point in the tree where he lives and asks what they've come here for. Chesu explains the situation, and Chestnut believes he has just the thing, the anything plunger that can unclog anything. He offers it to them for the low price of 10 acorns. Vox then pulls out the mushrooms, but Chestnut says he only accepts acorns. The problem is, he's already collected all of them for himself. It looks like Vox knew this would be the case and picked up the mushrooms in order to exchange them. Unfortunately, the little bastard doesn't like mushrooms, so it looks like they're out of luck. Until Chesu notices he has his phone in his pocket. Chestnut starts to investigate it, and Chesu explains what it is and all the things it can do, like take pictures, play games, and look up info online. However, Chestnut finds it to be useless, and maybe to a cartoon chipmunk it is. He explains how Berry Bear takes all of their group photos, they play games all the time around the campfire, and if they need to know anything, they ask Vox, the smartest of the group. Chestnut looks at the phone again and comes up with a use for it after all. It's the perfect size to cover a hole in his roof. A deal's a deal. He takes the phone and throws them the plunger. They take the steps back down, and Chesu feels like he's been robbed. Then he trips on the tiny steps and falls to the bottom. He starts to pick himself up when he notices something written on the root of the tree. If you want to know the truth about this world, check the bottom of the second biggest rock at Splashy Spring. Interesting. He keeps it to himself, and he and Vox head back to the others. Chesu's a little irritated and accuses them of sending him to the tree so they didn't have to give up anything themselves, but they all deny it. Well, if Kiwi got into the tree in a silly way, maybe she'll get out in a silly way. They stick the plunger on her ass and everyone begins to pull, except for Riplet, who goes wandering off alone. With one last big tug, Kiwi comes flying out, and the narrator exclaims, Kiwi's been freed from the tree.
Isn't this a Winnie the Pooh reference? Didn't they have to do it with Pooh? I don't think they used the plunger. I think they just pushed them. Okay.
She stands up okay, and everyone cheers as she says that she's regained her freedom. It's an interesting line because it mirrors the original sentence in the email that Chesu got that started all of this. Chesu's distracted by Riplet, who's still bumbling around near the edge of the wood. He calls out to him, but Riplet tells him not to come closer and even tries to run away. Chesu chases him down and just barely stops the turtle before he runs right off a cliff. When he turns Riplet around, Chesu is horrified and asks, "What happened to your eyes?" We finally get a look, and it's pretty disturbing.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's disgusting.
Riplet's eyes seem to have barnacles growing out of them, and a black liquid leaks from within. He then says, "It's Berry Bear. I told you, he's bullying me." What the hell is going on here? That's the end of the episode, but there's an interesting detail at the very end. The narrator shows today's map, and we get a good look at Campfire Town with all the animals' houses. Nothing too suspicious here, but we'll touch back on it later. Episode 10. Let's go to Splashy Spring. In the real world, Junior Yu tells his mom about his father mumbling weird things in bed, and his mother just assumes that he's sleep talking. She tells the boy to sit down and draw a nice picture, grabbing the only thing she has nearby, the page with the QR code on it. With a red crayon, Junior Yu begins to draw, starting with a line right through the code. In Campfire Town, we check back in with Chesu and Riplet. More importantly, the freaking barnacles growing out of his eyes. In a really freaky panel, Riplet walks towards Chesu with his missing eyes and says, "It's okay, I'm not alone anymore," because Chesu will keep coming back to Campfire Town. Looking pretty creeped out, Chesu's like, "Yeah, I may not come back again." But Riplet says, "This is your third time coming here, right?" He laughs and staggers towards Chesu, finally hugging him and saying, "There you are, I finally got you." I don't know what the significance of 3 visits is, but this is one of the most unsettling scenes for sure. Riplet then asks Chesu if he would walk him to Splashy Spring where he can remove the barnacles. Chesu feels obligated to help and uses his map to carry the turtle to the spring. Riplet tells him to lay him in the water, and sure enough, the barnacles detach from his eyes. He then asks Chesu to join him, saying that the water has healing properties. Seeing Riplet back to his normal cheery self is encouraging, and Chesu jumps into the spring. He apologizes to Riplet, realizing that Berry Bear must have lied to him, and really is bullying the poor little guy. Riplet accepts his apology and asks if he really likes Campfire Town. Chesu confirms, saying you'd have to pay to do this kind of stuff in the real world. He says he's lost his childhood innocence long ago, but he thinks he's found it again. Here we get another flashback to Chesu as a child, watching Campfire Friends on TV, and a transition into him as a grumpy adult working his job, having forgotten all about the show. He says that he feels like he's living another life here, and since anything dangerous here doesn't affect him for real, he can do whatever he wants. Riplet laughs nervously and says, "So, you still think this is fake?" It cuts ahead to Chesu laying in the water, relaxing, and realizing that Riplet has gone. He then remembers what he read on the tree, about something hidden in Splashy Spring. He looks around till he finds the second biggest rock, but doesn't see anything. He almost gives up when he gets the idea to look underwater, and sure enough finds another message on the rock. "If you come here more than 3 times, don't forget about your real self. The moment you do, you'll never be able to go back." Chesu thinks staying here forever doesn't actually sound that bad, but he also wonders who wrote this. Is there someone else like him here? As he thinks it over, Riplet comes up behind him and asks what he's doing. Just then, Larmy shows up and says they were looking for them. Apparently, Kiwi prepared a banquet at the farm, and the narrator confirms, saying Kiwi is throwing a thank you party for everyone. So So they all arrive at the farm, and Kiwi serves the food, consisting of kiwi steak, kiwi cookies, kiwi spaghetti, and kiwi soup. Chesu's a little disappointed that they're not having something like lamb skewer again, and he starts to question whether one of these animals wrote the messages he found. But how would he find out without arousing suspicion? He comes up with a plan to have everyone write a message to him on the map as a memento before he goes again, and then he can compare their handwriting to see who wrote the message. They all write nice notes, except Vox, who just writes a single word, mushroom, but none of them match the secret messages, so it seems that someone besides these animals did it. Chesu then thinks back to the clothes Kiwi gave him, and how they didn't belong to any of the animals. As he investigates the writing, Berry Bear looks at him suspiciously. Later, when the sun sets, the gang sits around telling scary stories. Chestnut speaks to the Kiwi farm monster that sometimes shows up, and Chesu recalls that being a great episode of the show, about a monster that went around squeezing kiwis. There's a flash, and we see a disturbing furry hand reaching for a kiwi. But the sloth herself chimes in, saying, that's just a story, there's no way a creature like that exists. Chesu uses this as an opening to get some answers. He says that he's supposed to be the only human here, but he believes he saw something that looked a lot like one. Maybe it was the kiwi monster. As he says this, Berry Bear suddenly stops cutting his food. All the animals look worried, and Berry Bear asks very seriously, did you see a person? Well, that's a suspicious reaction to say the least, and the end of the episode. We get another map update, which now has Splashy Spring named. As of right now, there are still 4 tents that are unnamed, and the weird cave from episode 1. Still, nothing weird to report. Episode 11, Sleepyhead Chesu. This episode opens right where we left off, with Berry Bear holding his knife and staring intensely at Chesu, asking, you saw a person? Larmy chimes in looking at the others and says, does that mean our friends are back? But he's cut off when Vox slaps a paw on his mouth. Kiwi freaks out, thinking it really is the Kiwi monster on her farm, and Berry Bear tells Chesu he doesn't know how he got that idea, but wonders if it has something to do with him searching around for something. It looks like the bear has caught wise to what Chesu's been up to. Chesu's a little weirded out, but defends himself, saying he can do whatever he wants. Barry ignores him and tells him not to trust any messages he may have read. They're all lies. Chesu, feeling cheeky, points out that he never said he read any messages. That just means there's more for him to find. It seems not everyone is aware of what they're talking about. Larmy gets hyped at helping Chesu find these secret messages, and Chestnut is perplexed by the whole thing. Berry Bear then slams his hands on the table and says he thinks it's time for bed. This was a very revealing scene, but I still don't know who to trust here. Chesu definitely feels that Berry Bear is hiding something, and before bed tells him to never mess with Riplet again. As he gets bundled up in his tent, Chesu feels bad for yelling at Barry and decides he won't go to sleep just yet. In fact, he plans on searching for more messages. When he tries to leave his tent, however, he discovers that the zipper is stuck, and outside we can see that it's been tied to a tree branch intentionally. Chesu doesn't remember going to sleep after this, but wakes up in the real world once again. He grabs for his phone, but it's missing. Even after searching his room, he can't find it anywhere and blames it on Juno Yu. Miwi tells him to quit blaming the kid and instead brings up the disturbing picture their son drew. Despite looking at the creepy drawing, Chesu just shrugs it off and says, don't all kids draw stuff like this? He then asks if she knows what happened to the paper with the QR code on it, and she says that Juno Yu used the page for this drawing. As you might expect, Chesu goes into a rageful panic and then desperately starts scratching at the page to get the QR code, freaking out Miwi and Juno Yu, who just snuck in. Miwi snatches the page and says this is obviously a cry for attention from Juno Yu, who just wants to spend time with his dad. Next thing we know, she kicks the boys out of the apartment, forcing Chesu to go spend time.
Why didn't you do it the first time when she said that stupid shit? I would have did that the first off rip when she said, you shouldn't be yelling at the kid. If the fucking kid knew some discipline, maybe he wouldn't do this stupid shit. He kicked them out. Where was all this bravado before?
Time with his son. Chesu is still wondering what happened to his phone, but Juno Yu denies taking it. This makes Chesu think that maybe he really did sell it to Chestnut. He takes Juno Yu to the nearby park, and they have a really fun time. At least Juno Yu does. While on the swing set, Juno Yu asks his dad to push him harder and harder, and Chesu is lost in thought about Campfire Town, which he feels desperate to get back to. In his absent-mindedness, he pushes his son too hard on the swing, causing the boy to fly out and smack his head on playground equipment. Yikes. He's got a gnarly bruise, but overall seems okay. A person nearby saw what happened and runs up with a bandage. Turns out to be none other than Chesu's old college friend, Minsu. The guy is super nice to Junyu and insists on taking them out for lunch. He's pretty convincing, and in a state of pure misery, Chesu has lunch with Minsu, and clearly can't stand the guy. Minsu playfully chastises Chesu on his parenting skills, and Chesu tries to explain how all he wants is peace and quiet, but then this little runt puts slime in his hair. Minsu says that Junyu is nothing short of an angel, and is honestly treating him nicer than Chesu ever has. While they talk, Chesu begins to feel lightheaded, and, without warning, collapses on the table. Through the eye of Chesu, who's slipping in and out of consciousness, we find that Minsu has carried him home at the lead of Junyu. Thankful, Miwi invites him in for a beer, and while he lay mostly unconscious on the couch, Chesu sees his wife having a great time with another guy.
I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this, bro. You better do something now. Assert your dominance. Assert your dominance now. Kick this man out and put your betrothed your wife to bed now. Something.
That they were old college friends as well. The guy even starts complimenting Miwi, and she compliments Minsu as well, saying he's almost more of a dad to Junyu in one evening than Chesu is.
Oh my god.
Chesu listens in, hearing bits and pieces until finally he fully passes out again, and wakes up in the hammock in Campfire Town. Kind of weird that he always wakes up in the hammock even though he falls asleep.
Why would they always have the
places.
wife cheating?
Anyway,
I don't know.
For once, Chesu
she didn't do anything yet.
He needs to get back and stop his wife and Minsu from talking. He forces himself back to sleep and wakes up for a brief moment in reality, only to hear Miwi saying the words, "I mean, if that were you, wouldn't you consider divorce too?"
With him right there?
Episode 12.
This bitch, I told you she don't respect this man.
We jump ahead to the next day at work. Chesu is being grilled by his boss, but he doesn't really care. He's off in his head remembering the words his wife said. Later on his break, he runs into the new girl, Na Young, and asks if he can borrow a cigarette from her, something he hasn't indulged in years. But he's stressed out. She doesn't have another one, but tries to tell him not to take what the boss said so harshly, not knowing what's really under his skin. We get a quick flashback of Chesu going into his tent in Campfire Town and yelling at the characters not to wake him up again. Now he's having an inner battle with himself over whether Minsu and Miwi are actually into each other or not. He angrily reaches for his phone, deciding to chew out the bastard, but remembers that he lost it. Again, he wonders if selling it at the Anything Tree has something to do with it, and he unconsciously begins humming the Anything Tree song. Na Young actually recognizes it. Apparently she's a big fan of the show as well. She never would have guessed that the cold and gloomy Chesu would be into a cartoon show like that. He's surprised she knows about it, but she tells him that retro cartoons are really popular right now, and she's been binge watching Campfire Friends. She even has the Kiwi body pillow at home. They talk about their favorite characters for a minute, and then Chesu gets serious and asks if she's ever had a dream where she went into the Campfire Friends world. She says she actually has, and even played with Vox. This prompts Chesu to ask her a dozen questions like, did she use a QR code, did she have lamb skewers, and so on. Na Young is a little taken aback and calls him obsessed. She probably just had a normal dream at some point, nothing like what Chesu is experiencing. Either way, Chesu says he lost his phone by selling it to the tree, and she plays along, asking why doesn't he buy it back with some acorns. He tells her that there are no acorns left, and she has an idea. If he could take his phone with him there, why not just take acorns with him? Just bring some from this world to sell there. Na Young says he's a weird guy, then asks if next time he goes in, he could bring her one of Vox's things. If he does, then she'll believe him. As she walks away, she mutters to herself about how stressed out this poor guy must be. She probably thinks he's completely losing it. That night at dinner, Chesu confronts Miwi about her conversation with Minsu, and she plays it off like it was nothing. He gets more specific and mentions that he heard the word divorce. Miwi says they were just talking about a TV show that her and Minsu watch. She wasn't talking about them. Chesu doesn't buy it and asks her what—
Bullshit. Bullshit, bitch. Bullshit. Bitch, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, bitch. I swear to God. Bitch, you better not lie to me. You gotta be sorry. I swear to God.
Which show it was, but she answers pretty quick, so it's
Rose
unclear whether
looks
this
like
is
he's
the
a
truth
part
or not.
of the
I
Adams
think
family.
it's believable enough, though. Suddenly, Junyu chomes in, asking, "What's a divorce?" Yeah, maybe don't have this discussion right in front of your 6-year-old. Later in bed,
Oh my
Chesu
God.
wonders if his plan will work, and
Parenting.
under his blanket,
Good
he's brought
parenting
a
there,
full
huh?
bag of acorns. He falls asleep, and sure enough, wakes up on the hammock in Campfire Town. Plus, his bag of acorns came with him. Now he can buy his phone back, though he can't stop thinking about his wife and believes the TV show story to be bullshit. Chestnut shows up and asks what's got his pecans in a bunch, and Chesu just straight up tells him he thinks his wife is cheating on him. Of course, Chestnut has no understanding of these things and wants to know what a divorce is. Chesu explains—
I don't think the word cheating is the right word. She just is losing interest.
It's like if all of your acorns suddenly disappeared. The very idea shocks Chestnut, and Larmy, Kiwi, and Riplet show up wondering what's going on. Chesu then explains divorce to the others, telling them it's like everything they love vanishing. When he gets to Riplet, the turtle cuts him off, saying he knows exactly what it's like when Chesu pushed his hand away that day in the forest. Riplet says he can't believe anyone would cause Chesu such pain, and calls Miwi a bad person, going so far as to call her evil. The weird thing is, Chesu is pretty sure he never mentioned his wife's name to Riplet. They all hug him to try to cheer him up, and Riplet goes on kind of a disturbing rant about how he hopes Miwi ends up alone and dies in an accident or of some incurable disease. Jesus Christ. He looks up at Chesu with a smile and says, anyone who hurts Chesu deserves to die in the most painful way possible. Okay. As they talk, Chesu's phone falls out of Larmy's butt. Well, he doesn't seem to have pockets. Where else did it come from? When Chesu tries to grab it, Larmy snatches it away, saying it's his now. Apparently, the phone kept vibrating, which were like earthquakes to Chestnut, so he sold it for cheap to Larmy. Larmy loves flowers and found out that if you touch it, the screensaver pops up, which shows a flower. Luckily, he can't get into the phone as it's protected by fingerprint. Chesu figures eventually it'll run out of battery and Larmy won't want it anymore. He then asks Larmy something he's been curious about. At one point, the topic of other humans came up, and Larmy mentioned something about their friends coming back. Who are these friends, and where are they now? Larmy says the last time he saw them, they went into Vox's tent. He assumes they still must be sleeping in there. Meanwhile, in Vox's tent, a trapdoor opens to some dark stairs that lead to a cellar. Berry Bear is touching a sharp hook hanging on a rod, and asks, when do you want to do the hanging this time? Near him is Vox, who simply tightens the hood on her jacket till it covers her face. It makes her look really creepy. I don't know if it's just the way it's drawn, but it's like there's some unnatural black material coming out of the opening. Also, what the hell do they mean hanging? Looks like we're getting a little closer to the disturbing truth behind Campfire Friends. Don't worry, I'll be doing more Campfire Friends in the future, but much like with Everything is Fine, I only like to do explanation videos once the episodes are available for free. That being said, head over to Webtoons where there are a lot more episodes available. And by the way, this is not an ad, I'm not associated with Webtoons at all, I just think you should read the comic. I'd also love to hear all of your theories as to what's going on in the comments section. Shout out to Kilman Katie, as always, for the intro and outro music, which is likely playing right now. And if you want to see your art at the end of my video... Please
give me a 3. Please there be a 3. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Fuck, there's no 3. Damn, bro. You gotta be all hooked on this shit. Man. Ah. Damn it. God damn it. Sorry, boys. I guess we can't finish this till he posts the next video. I don't want to go to anyone else because that guy just feels like kind of cheating. I'll just wait till he'll drop the next one. This was 2 weeks ago, so... God damn it. I really want to know what ends. What happens next. Let me see if I can... Nope. I put in part 3. It didn't come up. Wait, part 1 and 2 comes up. Shit. Sub and wait. Yeah, I already subbed to him, so like, you know. God damn it. I really want to know what happened. And this was a manhwa. Apparently. I thought it was just a webtoon, but it's a manhwa. Alright. I think we're done for tonight. We're going to go and play some Repo. See what we can play. Should be soon. Hopefully soon. Because the part 2 was 2 weeks ago. The one was part 3, so it might be coming out probably this week, maybe in a couple of days. I'm a feeling that it's coming out a couple of days or next week. So we'll knock this out. I was actually really hooked on what's going to happen next. I'm kind of annoyed. I'm fucking annoyed. Jesus Christ. Ah! So annoyed. Alright, but we did a lot of work today for today. We got Tamsy. Tamsy's done. Rudo and Zonka is done, pretty much, to a degree. Let's see here. And then, hold on. And then we got Engine. Scenes with Engine. So I'm knocking those out very soon. We need a few more characters. I'm missing about... Yeah, I'm missing about a few more. I need, what's her name? The chick with the scissors and I gotta draw the big dude. I need the big dude. Dalton or something, or Delman or something. Should be soon. Korea been doing a way better these days. Yeah, art-wise. Are you making stickers? No. These are not stickers. Believe it or not, they are not stickers, which I should. But these are not stickers. This is for a future video. It'll all make sense once everything is put together. Oh, I'm back. Did you see the last video I sent? Oh, Rio. It's Rio. Rio. It's Rio. Let me see this video real quick. You sent me a quick video. Hold on. What the hell? What the hell? Is that some form? Is that really the lyrics, or that's what people are hearing? Zonka's just having a hard time down there. Poor Zonka. Stupid fit. Let me see. You should. Some people sub on Twitch just for some stickers. I know. I have to make some stickers though. I said I was gonna make stickers for the exclusive stuff for the thing. So once I get the Gacha Kuda video done and the Stranger Things video, I don't know if I'm still gonna do that. I have to do the Stranger Things video and I have to do the Gacha Kuda video, and then when those two are videos, I'm gonna be focusing everything on to the students, meaning making exclusive streams, making stickers, changing stuff, changing the aesthetic, even changing my avatar. I might have to change that too. And really stick with the theme and change everything. I already know what the theme's gonna be, but focus on making content on YouTube and really making a bunch of tutorials at this point. I think it's time for me to start doing that now. No more of this just drawing anime girls all the time, even though that brings in a lot of people, so we'll be doing that. I have some on Kick and Twitch, both Gooner stickers. Do you now? You should show me some of them. All right. Let's see. Peak for real. Peak for you page. Yep. Let me see. I have something. Okay, read that. So with that said, guys, for those who came in, thank you for coming in. We're going to go play Repo. If you want to join us on Repo in a couple of minutes, just subscribe to the YouTube, the gaming one. It's the red one here. Hold on. Let me see if we can pull it up right here. If you guys haven't seen it, it's right here. Check it out. Right here. And we're going to go play Repo or Peak, one of those two. I think we're going to play Repo first just to see where that goes. We are still on level 13 or 14, I don't remember. But we're going to go play some Repo. Thank you for that, Mikey. So me, Mikey, and my mods, whoever's available is going to go play some Repo. So follow this. We're at 72 subscribers, trying to grow that gaming channel. Also follow the reaction channel, so I'm going to be putting back my reactions up there as well. It's right here. It says Artextric, and it's the reaction one. So we will post these videos up on that as well. So with that said, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Thanks, man. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I hope he's feeling better too. I'm going to join. Okay, cool. So we're going to go play some Repo. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Hopefully he'll post the video within this week, because I feel so annoyed that I don't like picking stuff when the whole thing's not done. It pisses me off, but it is what it is. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. All right, later, guys. Thank you for those who came in for the art stuff and the reactions. All right, we out. Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. We'll be on the gaming